Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first week of the playoffs for the Illinois Dota 2 League. Today we have a game between Playasaurus Rex and Farm and Feed. Farm and Feed is I think, first place team in Group 2, while Playasaurus Rex is the second place team. So both of these teams will have 2 lives for the rest of the tournament. If they lose here today, they're going to drop down to the losers bracket, and they'll probably face the winner of the first match in the lowers bracket, I believe. Hopefully, so again, today is a best of 3, and hopefully the games won't take too long. I know a couple teams are in a hurry, but hopefully we'll have some great games today. I know yesterday was ESL 1 New York, and we definitely got some pretty good games there. The grand final was pretty epic. Hopefully today's game will be just as good. Hopefully. But kind of going into the bans and picks real quick. We have a Terrorblade ban. So Terrorblade, and I think this last week especially, we've kind of seen how strong of a hero Terrorblade is. His pushing potential is really insane, and we definitely seen like Sunder just turn around all these fights. Where like Terrorblade, maybe 1v3, Sunder's a hero, and maybe wipes them after. And on the dire side, we actually have like Crobulus and Shadow Shaman ban. Shadow Shaman has not been that popular recently. I mean, I'm not sure why. He's a very strong support hero. He can push really well and has a really strong nuke and disables. But I'm not really sure, why Shadow Shaman hasn't been picked as much. Maybe just because he doesn't do as much earlier on compared to like a hero like Skywrath Mage, who has a lot better presence in lane. The Silence might be a little bit better than the Shackle or the Hex just because of the long cast range. And on the other hand, we have an Ancient Apparitions ban for the Dire. Legion Commander first pick. So I know on a lot of programs, Legion Commander has not been that popular despite what, a lot of initial impressions. Legion Commander just is a strong hero in lane, but kind of, has trouble like getting things done in the mid game just because, even if she blinks in and duels, if there's like opponent like TP support, Legion Commander can just like easily be jumped upon and like turn around. So Legion Commander is still definitely a strong hero, but not like the top tier hero that a lot of pros thought she would be. But it looks like the Radiant side thinks otherwise, and first picks that Legion Commander. And we have an Invoker first pick by the Dire. Yesterday we saw a pretty nice Invoker performance by Black, but I think Invoker is just a very strong hero just because that Sunstrike is just so good early on. The fact that he has 10 spells in the very late game. So it's something like an Agnum Scepter, he can just throw down 10 spells in 20 seconds, and just be a real menace in these team fights. But Invoker can be a little bit vulnerable to that Legion Commander with like a Blink Duel or something. But I expect Invoker mid lane, and I think Invoker does very well in the mid lane. The only like problem with heroes he might have are heroes like Razor, or Viper. But even then, a couple levels and into the Forge Spheres, and Invoker will definitely have no problem against those heroes as well. So Invoker is definitely an extremely strong mid-game hero, and hopefully he'll have a large impact in this game. Hopefully see some like really flashy Invoker play, Axe Refresher, just dropping all those combos down. And the second ban phase, the second pick, we have an Omni Knight. We saw EG play a lot of Omni Knight. Omni Knight definitely is a strong hero, but he doesn't always fit every lineup, just because Omni Knight's just a really weak support hero in terms of lane presence, and primarily he's a very strong defensive hero. So it seems to be that Dire will want to play maybe a little bit more defensive. Maybe Omni Knight will like babysit a hero in the off lane or the mid lane just to make sure they don't die. Like one hero that's similar to Omni Knight is the Abaddon. And so, both of these heroes are very defensive support heroes and can like really bail out their carry or their core hero if they get like initiated upon, just because the Photic Shield removes stuns in the same way that Repel kind of removes stuns. What's a little bit different here is that I think Abaddon, like, he definitely serves a different role than Omni Knight, just because I think he can honestly be a little bit more offensive than Omni Knight, just because all his spells can be used much more offensively than Omni Knight's. And the borrow time is something that Omni Knight does not have. Instead of making him invincible, Omni Knight has the ability to make everyone on his team, immune to physical damage. So that's something a little bit different, just because Omni Knight, if he gets caught out, can be really heavily punished. Just because picking the Omni Knight can just kind of put a lot of eggs in one basket. Maybe if the dire side have an Omni Knight, they might not get BKBs on some of their core heroes, and so that's like something to watch out for. It's really important just to keep the Omni Knight safe and not initiate upon by a hero like the Legion Commander or the Brewmaster. So we have a Brewmaster second pick, obviously an incredibly strong teamfight hero. We'll kind of be interested to see how they lane it. Brewmaster has like an okay time with Invoker in the first couple of levels just because of that Drunken Brawler and Clap spam. But once Invoker hits a couple of levels, gets a couple of point exhorts, and has that Force Spirit out, I think Brewmaster will have a much harder time in lane, and Invoker's base damage will increase with that exhort, and so he'll definitely have no problem contesting Brewmaster for any farm in the lane. Kind of taking a look at the bans real quickly, we have Mirana and Skywrath ban on the dire side, and a Tidehunter and Pugna ban. Both of these heroes I see, Mirana and Skywrath, very strong gankers, and Pugna and Tidehunter are very strong teamfight heroes. So that's not something we see normally every day. This Pugna pick here, it seems like they want to maybe avoid the ward, maybe avoid another strong pushing hero in the form of Pugna. But we don't really see Pugna that popular. Maybe it's something that Playasaurus Rex really just likes to play, and it's just like a personal preference and respect ban. But here we go. We have a lot of quick picks now. We have a Silencer, Jakiro, and Clockwork picked. So Silencer, third pick for the Radiant. Obviously, I think Silencer's gonna be really good here in this game. He can shut down a lot of initiation. So like if Clockwork, hook shots in, Silencer can just press Global Silence, and Clockwork will just really be out of position where the rest of his team cannot respond when the Global Silences pop. So I think heroes like Omni Knight and Silencer will be kind of the key heroes to watch out for in this game, just because their spells are incredibly important just for kind of controlling a team fight, and they really want to stay back and make sure they don't get picked off or initiated upon. We have a Jakiro and Clockwork pick here. We saw how Jakiro, yesterday was just such a strong tower pusher. Jakiro can solo push a tower with one creep wave with max liquid fire. That's really incredible for a intelligence hero, or just even any hero in general. Just the fact that we saw the universe off lane Jakiro, but we'll kind of see how they want to lane it this time. We definitely have Clockwork, which is most likely to be their mid lane hero. I mean their off lane hero, but a Jakiro Clockwork dueling is very strong as well, just because the cogs plus the dual breath plus liquid fire can just be a pretty nice kill. And so we'll kind of see if it's going to be a tri lane or a dual lane on the dire side. Yeah, so kind of going back to this Clockwork pick, I think Clockwork here, I don't know, I'm just not really feeling the Clockwork pick right now, just because the heroes that Clockwork might kind of jump in upon, like Brewmaster or Legion Commander, are generally heroes that can kind of turn around on the Clockwork. Or Brewmaster obviously has his split, Legion Commander can duel the Clockwork or just kind of heal and just right click. So obviously Clockwork will want to try to pick off the Silencer here, but if Silencer can get off that Global Silence before the rest of the dire team kind of comes in, that can be just really devastating for the team fight. So we have a fourth pick Visage now. That's definitely going to be a support Visage here, not the farming Visage. We kind of saw Fear play earlier in the week, but Visage very strong. I believe the familiar stuns will go through any kind of magic resistance, so that will be kind of good for kind of just maybe interrupting the Omni Knight, maybe just interrupting the Dire. I think the Visage birds are really good in this game, just because the Dire again. I mean, if Clockwork again kind of hooks in, Visage can use his birds to kind of be a buffer zone between the Dire and the Radiant team, and we'll kind of see how the Visage player wants to play. So it seems like the lanes for the Radiant can be pretty flexible right now, just because a lot of heroes can go mid. I think Silencer, Brewmaster, and Legion Commander can all really go mid. I think Silencer honestly have a pretty good time against the Invoker, just because Invoker doesn't have too many spammable spells, and each of his spells just cost so much mana. So Silencer could be a very strong mid hero against that Invoker right now. But obviously the downside is that Silencer is pretty susceptible to those ganks, and in kind of that sense, Silencer might not be the best mid hero, but I think really he can really contest the Invoker. Heroes like Legion Commander and Brewmaster can do decently in the mid lane, but I think just Silencer contests the Invoker farm just a little bit better. But it's still unclear, where they want to lane. So for our last couple bans, we have a Bristleback and a Faceless Void ban. Both of these heroes are kind of initiating heroes or kind of frontline heroes. Both of them can be playing the off lane, although the Radiant side is missing an obvious offlane hero right now. Legion Commander is a serviceable offlane hero, but not the strongest against a Jakiro who can really lock their Legion Commander down, or really zone out the Legion Commander with that liquid fire. But we have a fifth pick Necrophos right now, and I think Necrophos will be that safe lane hero. So it looks like we kind of have a team fight composition on the Dire side here. With a lot of heal from the Omni Knight and Necrophos. These lineups whenever I play them in Polishes are extremely annoying to play against just because it's so hard to kill one hero with the Omni Knight and Necrophos, and Omni Knight can kind of repel the Necrophos. Just so Necrophos can provide healing for the whole team, and Omni Knight can provide healing for the Necrophos. So that'll be a very nice kind of synergy there. We definitely have, I think, pretty good amounts of control on the dire side with Invoker, Jakiro, and Clockwork all providing a lot of AoE control. And kind of just really having kind of spells that divide up the enemy team. Like, so for example, like the Clockwork Cogs are just very good at kind of keeping a hero away from the rest of his team. Obviously, just because the Cogs kind of push him back. Jakiro has like the same thing. Ice Path. He has like an Ice Path that kind of divides maybe the team in half. That'll be very good for like heroes like Necrophos and Jakiro to kind of take advantage of. Or even the Invoker. Invoker the same thing. He has like a tornado to kind of split up the team. And so I think the team fight on the dire side is really strong right now. But obviously the factor here is the Silencer. But one thing to note is that you don't really want to waste a global silence just because the cooldown is so incredibly long. You really want a hero that kind of complements the Silencer, that allows the team to kind of just get right in the other team's face once the Silencer kind of uses his ultimate. Heroes like Legion Commander and Brewmaster are just very good for that. The Silence goes off, and the Legion Commander, Brewmaster, and now Alliance will kind of jump in and focus the dire team before the global silence wears off. And one problem I see is that besides the Omni Knight Repel, there aren't a lot of obvious BKB heroes right now on the dire side, and BKB is one of like the best ways to kind of deal with that global silence, but there are no BKB heroes right now. And even if one hero gets repelled up, it's just not as good as having, natural BKB heroes that even if they're caught out of position, they can still like naturally pop the BKB by themselves without having Omni Knight near, just because Omni Knight will probably be the focus in these fights just because he is so important to the dire team fight right now. But kind of going on this Lion last pick a little bit, Lion, has a lot of disable and a lot of burst damage, so that's very good for picking off heroes like the Omni Knight. The Finger of Death will obviously want to kind of target the Omni Knight or the Necrophos and get, a lot of the healing from the dire side out of the way. So I'm looking forward to kind of this Lion trying to like get levels earlier on, and just so he can have like a fast Finger of Death and kind of pressure the dire side of the map that way. Because these heroes aren't that tank, to be honest. All these heroes on the dire side, for maybe the exception of the Clockwork, are pretty squishy, if they get bursted down without the opportunity to use their spells. So let me just introduce the teams real quick. Today we have Playasaurus Rex against Farm and Feed in the first game of the upper brackets for the UIUC Dota 2 League. We have Confisiri on the Legion Commander, Katy Perry on the Visage, Gashizmo on the Panda, Howie on the Silencer, and for the Swarm on the Lion. On the Radiant side, we have Team Farm and Feed, who are first place in their groups. We have some Chinese name on the Jakiro, Chromosome on the Clockwork, another Chinese name on the Necrophos, yet another one on the Omni Knight, and WWW on the Invoker. So let's look at the lanes real quick. We have a dual lane. Looks like it'll be coming out from the side. We have a Jakiro and Necrophos dual lane against a Lion, Necrolight, Necrolick, Visage, whatever. Visage and Silencer Trilance. So this is pretty interesting. It looks like this will be a core Silencer. I like that a lot just because you want that early global silence. On the other side, Legion Commander and Brewmaster, again, very just serviceable, solo heroes. Even though they might not be the best just because they're melee, they still can handle their own, especially, if they get enough like bottle spam or maybe Soul Ring like spam, they can kind of definitely zone out the other supports on the other side. So will this Omni Knight though actually go to the bottom lane? Oh, looks like my bad there. Looks like they maybe want to confuse. Necrophos is going back on top. I guess that's Soul Panda, and I think that matchup should be kind of pretty even for both of these heroes, just because Necrophos, Heartstopper on level 1 is pretty decent at kind of just keeping the Panda on his toes, but Panda should be able to get a lot of farms because Necrophos doesn't have too much damage and too much control for that Panda early on. And so right now we have a Clockwork. Looks like he wants to do that Cogs trick. We see a lot of players do where they kind of Cogs the creep wave in right now. And unfortunately only gets 2 creeps right now. He'll be able to trap 2 creeps. But, that's still pretty good. He'll be able to get his wave pushed closer to his tower. And right now we have Jakiro kind of getting the experience right now. I really think Ice Path pickup at level 1 is just a little bit interesting. I think level 1 second stun isn't that great. I think, a Liquid Fire earlier on is a lot better just because it's spammable. You know, it doesn't draw creep aggro, can get a little bit of harass on the silencer. Looks like he's gonna go for the Curse and Glaze build for right now. I'm not sure if he'll wanna, you know, max out Last Word early on, but Last Word is just such a powerful nuke. Its damage is so, you know, incredible at level 1. It's 150 damage from the get-go, so that's definitely a very nice harassing tool, but looks like he doesn't, you know, wanna he still wants a little bit more harass. You know, the Curse and the Glaives is just much more like sustained harass on the Clockwork, so maybe that's why they really want to kind of, he's emphasizing these two spells right now. It looks like, you know, the Radiant heroes right now are trying to pull. I think this is the right choice. They need these levels so much, and the fact that, you know, there's no, you know, Radiant, I mean, Dire Observer Ward to block the camp, they could definitely do kind of this triple pull with these 3 camps here. But 2-minute rune, we have a battle right now. Nice play by Lion, killing that rune. But Panda, is he in trouble right now? We have a level 2 Deegan aura. That's gonna be really annoying for the Panda. He's almost at boost. Maybe he should sell a item to get boost right now, just because he can't run out of the Deegan aura. Looks like this Panda actually might be going down, even though he's getting a tangle beat. Oh, he got caught up by the Deegan aura. He just needs one more hit to kind of cancel that salve. Looks like this will be very awkward. Does Invoker have a Sunstrike ready? Yes, he does. Will we see a Sunstrike right now? Or will this chase just kind of go on and on? But Invoker, it looks like he wants to get in position to catch out this Panda. He is going for it. Will Panda, you know, be there in time? He does not have enough for a clap. We have a cold snap going right now. This looks like to be first blood. This Panda just a little bit too far. Nice Sunstrike. Nice play by the Dire side, catching out that Panda. I think Panda was just a little bit too aggressive right there. I think he had an opportunity to kind of sell a branch and buy boost. That would have ensured his survival, just getting out of that Deegan R range. But, you know, space created or something. But Necrophlight, you know, is still doing very well. I'm guessing, you know, he'll be wanting to go for a mech first. And let me just check to make sure the audio is working. Yes, it is. You know, if anyone's watching the stream right now and the audio, you know, maybe seems to be not working or the volume is not very good, post something in Twitch. I'm kind of keeping on watching Twitch as well, so hopefully I can see your message if the audio ever goes out. But, whoops, let me just pull up the last hits right now. We definitely have Invoker and Necrolight and Silencer leading the last hits, as you might expect, just because of the safe lane or, you know, the advantage matchup. Legion Commander is doing 11 and 9, so that's not too bad. He has a lot of denies, you know. The denies are, you know, a lot more important in this game, and you see that he hits level 5 before the Invoker. Wow, nice play by the Legion Commander. He has his bottle now. He has a heal, so he's not too afraid of the harass coming out of the Invoker. And we have Panda. Looks like he's trying to interrupt the pull right now. This Panda play, you know, reminds me of, you know, players like Ice, who are just like kind of all over the place, you know, doing a lot of shenanigans, trying to interrupt the safe lane, often getting himself killed in the process. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of what items these heroes want to go for right now. You know, I think Silencer is, you know, can be a very traditional mech hero right now. Ooh, yeah, kind of wasted a Grave Show there on the Visage, but 100 mana, not too bad. He still has 4 of those left in his tank. But so I'm kind of going back to the item choice of these two teams. It'll be kind of interesting to see who picks up the mech on the Radiant side, just because, you know, you want Silencer to kind of pick up the mech, but, you know, he might want to go for a fast Acceptor or a fast, you know, Force Staff to kind of get out of the Clockwork hookshot range. And how are the supports on the Radiant side doing? Like I said before, I think Lion and Visage are just very important in this matchup, just because they have the burst damage to pick off heroes like the Necrophos and the Omni Knights. So I think they really want that early burst damage and to try to make something happen on the map earlier. But it looks like they're still giving Silencer the majority of the farm. He's level 5 right now, so he'll have that fast global silence. You know, I want to see the Radiant side, once they get that global silence, time it with, you know, a smoking, just like this right now. Signs are close. Oh, smoke's revealed. They know that the hero must be nearby, or at least the support hero must be nearby in these trees. Do they see anything? Looks like, you know, they decide to, you know, kind of not pursue. So unfortunate smoking, but looks like they might, you know, try to wrap around middle, but the Dire Observer Ward probably sees them both. And so, you know, Jakiro should probably get out there, or maybe stick close to an Invoker, but not play too aggressive right now. Let's take a look at how the other lanes are doing. You know, Omni Knight doing pretty well. Panda is just not having as good of a time, but neither is Clockwork. But I think both of these heroes are really, you know, they're just an ultimate, you know, when they hit level 6. But Panda just really needs that Blink Dagger. You know, a Panda without a Blink Dagger is just probably a third as good as a Panda with a Blink Dagger. But Clockwork, on the other hand, does not need an item like a Blink Dagger just because he has that hook shot to initiate. And so, you know, this Panda just being kind of zoned out right now, but, you know, he's getting pretty good levels. You can see kind of his spunk trying to harass and sacrifice. There's having an engagement going on right now. It looks like Visage took a little bit of damage from the Force Spirit when he got that arena rune. Oh, Visage, no armor. I feel so bad. Taking so much damage from one Force Spirit right now. But we have a fast Hand of Midas from the Invoker. Pretty good timing here. 6 minutes in. That's not too bad at all. And, you know, using the Midas once it comes, letting Jakiro get a little bit of EXP right now. So overall, pretty solid play from both these teams. How's Clockwork doing? Clockwork is approaching level 6 as well. So, you know, once we see maybe Brewmaster and Clockwork hit level 6, or maybe once Brewmaster picks off his Blink Dagger, which he is pretty far away from. We have Necrolite level 6. Is there going to be a Reaper Scythe and a Purification? No, looks like they do not want to go for it right now. But how long is the stun from the Reaper Scythe? Ooh, looks like I missed a kill there. Looks like Legion Commander was able to get the Invoker first. Wow, that's really good. Did he get the dual bonus damage? No, he didn't, but it looks like, you know, overwhelming odds finished it off while Jakiro was able to kind of get a counter kill on the Invoker. So that's definitely a win for the Legion Commander, I think, just because Invoker is kind of expected to win his lane. And, you know, they're committing the resources of the Jakiro to be there, even though he got the EXP and is almost level 6 right now. You know, the Invoker is not really expected to die in that lane. So sorry I missed that, folks, but that was a nice play by the Legion Commander. Kind of get his kill. Panda, will he be in trouble? It looks like Omni Knight's just kind of still zoning him out. There's no really any way to kind of keep Panda from running away except for a Reaper Scythe initiation. And that's not something they want to use early on just because it's, you know, it's very unlikely that in those, you know, however, 1.5 seconds, they'll be able to get a Purification and a Death Pulse off on the Panda. So just trying to get this tower right now. Jakiro rotates in. Does he have let's see his build. Ice Path and Liquefy. That's a very nice build here. He'll definitely be able to kind of put a lot of pressure on these towers right now. Looks like Legion Commander, Visage in the support. Will he get duel in for this Invoker? This is definitely a very good time. Where is the overwhelming odds? Oh, daytime. It's a little bit too late right now. Will Invoker be able to get the Optical Snap? Do we see a duel? No duel. Where's the duel? No. Visage is so low right now. He just might die to tower shots. Wow, it's kind of a misplay by the Visage. I think, you know, Legion Commander should have went on the Invoker much earlier when it was still nighttime, before Invoker kind of had the idea that Visage was there. But unfortunately, Visage was too low. He was not in range for a Grave Shield or a Soul Assumption. But it's a little bit unfortunate. We still see Lion on level 3 right now. Still a little bit low level for my taste, honestly. You know, he's been pulling, it looks like, but he's still not as high of a level as he wants to be. Like 8 minutes into the game, he definitely wants to have that level 6 as soon as possible. And, you know, maybe if Lion was there, kind of going on the Invoker, maybe that long range Hex might have been able to kind of seal the deal there. But, you know, you never know. So right now we have a 3-for-1 lead for the Dire side. So, you know, we definitely saw some nice kills, and that a little bit of misplay by the Visage here, kind of giving the Dire side an early lead. Take a look at the experience and gold graph. We kind of see it slightly go towards the Dire side, but 2,000 gold advantage right now for the Dire side, which is pretty sizable. I think it looks like, I'm not sure where that's coming from, but it looks like maybe just, you know, those couple early kills, the first blood, just helping out the Dire side a little bit, but still definitely a very close game. It's anyone's game right now. Let's try and do a quick item progression. Oh, Panda, will he die right now? Sunstrike. Oh, no. This will definitely be a turnaround on the Panda. Where's the duel? Duel, nice. Unfortunately, that Reaper Scythe and Sunstrike was just a little bit too late. But on this hand, we have a hook shot in by the Clockwork. Just caught the talent of that gank right there. Easy hook shot on the Silencer. You know, once he gets hooked, it's really hard for the Silencer to do anything. It's good that he did not pop his Global Silence because he was going to be dead anyway inside the cogs with Battery Assault. Clockwork right now has a max, you know, Battery Assault build. That's definitely, you know, the killing build, and that's the build, you know, I like to see just because that's just so much more killing power on the Clockwork side right now. But that was a nice pick off on the Silencer. You know, that's their farming hero, and Silencer is going for that early Acceptor, so looks like there might not be an early mech right now for the Radiant side. I think the early mech is very good for kind of negating the damage from heroes like the Invoker or the Necrophos. And so it looks like there won't be a mech for the Radiant side, which might be really important. We have a TP in on the Shakira right here. TP out. Nice play. No, it's not. Hacks just in time. Nice play by the Radiant side, kind of getting that counter initiation. You know, 3v3, but it looks like the Omni Knight was very low on mana. Clockwork did not have hook shots, so that was an easy pick off for the Radiant side. Their nice TP response, nice kind of backstab by the line, but he's almost level 5 right now. I think, you know, this is almost level 6, so that's very important for both these support heroes. And I think the support heroes on both of these teams, you know, are very important to get high leveled. Legion Commander going in on the Necrophos. Brewmaster coming in. We see a Buckler pop. That's very nice play here. but we have a duel going off. We'll be able to get this kill in time, or else will there be a Sunstrike from the Invoker right now? No, looks like no duel damage, but still potentially getting this kill on Necrophos. Where's the Invoker Sunstrike? You know, they might be able to get a kill on the Panda right now. Sunstrike going off on both these heroes. Oh, looks like he gets the wrong target. He does not have enough mana. Oh, kill on the Necrophos with that overwhelming odds, but looks like on the other side, we have a kill on the Clockwork. Sorry I missed that, folks. It looks like it was just a... Not really sure where Clockwork went down. I'm guessing he went down the bottom lane, but you know, unfortunately, Necrophos knew the Sunstrike was coming, but you know, just timed it on the wrong hero. And, you know, if he hit the Panda with the Reaver Scythe, you know, he might have been able to turn that whole gank around just because of that huge regen from the Sadist regen when he gets a kill with the Reaver Scythe. So that's a little bit unfortunate there. A little bit of kind of unlucky play. The Sunstrike hit, you know, the hero that the Reaver Scythe was not on, but we have an Ice Path right now. Misses both of these heroes. Looks like there's no hook shot right now, so it looks like these heroes will be able to get away scot-free. I'm not even TB's in right now, so a little bit unfortunate. Nice play by the Visage Familiars, kind of getting that tower. I think that's a little bit sloppy from the Dire side. They kind of, in my opinion, should have been able to deny that tower. Legion Commander almost has his Blink Dagger, maybe making an attack on this Invoker, but Invoker looks like he's going, he knows what's up. He sees the, you know, Dire Ward vision right here. Very nice warding from both teams, kind of controlling the mid and rune spots right now. But Necrophos is just farming, and he almost has a mech right now. He's about 500 gold off, and I think once they get that mech, you know, the Jakiro and the Omni Knight are both have level 6 right now. So I think, you know, Dire has all the weapons they need to kind of start pushing down some towers. How is that Lion doing? He has level 5, so no Finger of Death right now, but he's getting really close. And the Radiant side has been making a lot of space with the Legion Commander and Panda kind of just going around the map. So it looks like Lion and, you know, the Silencer just aren't needed right now. But I hear a hook shot. Where is it? Looks like it is. Here we go. Looks like, oh, I caught the tail end of that Legion Commander duel the Clockwork, or rather, I think he was hooked in, and then Clockwork was doing it after, so you heard the hook shot go off. And yes, it is. It's on cooldown right now, but unfortunately, you know, Legion Commander comes on top. That was pretty close, honestly. I think Clockwork with Battery Assault and the Sunstrike might be able to get that kill, but, you know, unfortunately, Legion Commander pretty tanky right now. He has Power Treads, 1300 HP, so that's not too bad, but looks like Dire side wants to group up mid. With Liquid Fire, this should be a pretty easy tower. And, you know, there's no global silence right now, so Dire has a complete advantage in these team fights just because Silencer has no mana, has no global silence. Looks like, you know, the mid tower was given up, not too much of a struggle. That's something the right call now. Blink Dagger online for the Panda. We have a Medallion picked up on the Visage, and so that's going to be a lot of DPS coming out of the Visage. Let's kind of do a quick item check and see, you know, how these heroes are doing on both sides. We have a Yule Scepter on the Invoker, so that's pretty interesting. Midas Wrench with Yule Scepter. We usually see, you know, items like a Force Staff just because that allows Invokers to escape. We have a quick pause door on the Radiant side, but Necrophos, again, almost to his mech. But if they can get this Necrophos before he gets his mech right now, that'll be huge. But looks like he'll be, you know, he almost has the mech, so this will definitely be a very nice pick off for the Radiant side. They can get Necrophos before this mech gets picked off. And so we have the Silencer, you know, again, going for that Item Scepter. He has 2 components right now. And I think the Item Scepter will be very good again just because there's no BKB heroes on the Dire side. They only have 1 Repel. And I think, honestly, Omni Knight might want to repel himself just because he can save the rest of his team if they get caught out on a global silence. And actually, one combo I didn't really talk about, you know, in the drafting stage is the Clockwork plus Omni Knight. Cogs plus Purification is very good. Cogs plus the Sunstrike is very good. And so the Cogs here can definitely be very strong if, you know, Clockwork is able to survive the initial kind of retaliation from the Radiant side if the Silencer uses his global silence, you know, when Clockwork hooks in. And let me just get a quick drink of water, folks, while this pause is going on. Looks like a little bit of all chat going on right now. One of the players on the, you know, Playasaurus Rex might have somewhere to go in a little bit, but this is a best of 3, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen right now. But it looks like I missed a kill on top. They got that Necrophos kill, and was Necrophos able to get that mech? No, he wasn't. So big kill, you know, from the Radiant side. Was there a lot committed? No, it wasn't. It was just a nice, simple dual kill. Looks like, you know, calling out that puppy paws right there. Necronite looks like unfortunately didn't see that coming. And maybe he should have bought that mech a little bit earlier. But we have, you know, a push on the range side and a quick dire response right now. Invoker with the double damage. I think this... I'm not really sure who has the advantage right now, just because the heroes on the Radiant side are kind of low in terms of mana and health, but they still have their big ultimates. There's still Panic Clap. Panda does have that Blink Dagger right now. Legion Commander has a Blink Dagger, and I think there's still Global Silence. Yes, sir. No, Global Silence almost off cooldown right now, so that will be very important for the next engagement. And you know, Necrophos needs that mech. And then the mech will kind of help mitigate that initial clap from the Panda, maybe the initial duel or overwhelming odds from the Legion Commander. But let's just kind of go back to the item check. We were interrupted a little bit. And so we have, you know, a mech coming out of the Necrophos. Omni Knight has a Void Stone. That will probably be, I'm guessing, a Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter is just such a good item in terms of mobility. Oh, nice bait by the range side. Lion gets caught up. This should be an easy kill on the Lion, but it looks like Legion Commander was able to pick up Jakiro on the background. But right now, 3v2. Oh, nice Reaper Scythe and Meteor combo. Will the Meteor be able to hit this Visage right now? Looks like it will be a 1-for-3 trade right now with the Visage going down, but the Panda comes in, uses his ultimate. Will he be able to get the Clockwork? Clockwork uses Cogs, but Cogs in the Fire and the Earth Remnant. This will be a very close call. Clockwork taking so much damage, but Necrophos is able to pick off the Visage in the background, getting that regen. Clockwork is getting healed up by the Necrophos, getting healed up by the Omni Knights. So I think right now it's a 1-for-4 trade if they're able to get this Panda. Brewmaster, oh, dies. 1-for-4 trade. Nice play by the Dire side, 8-8. And now we have definitely a pretty even game right now, but I think the advantage is on the Dire side right now, just because a lot of the big ults on the Radiant side were used. Silencer uses Global Ultimate, Brewmaster uses Split, so they definitely have the initiative on the Radiant side to kind of push down maybe the bottom tier 1 tower and try to get a little bit more control that way. What is your Let's take a look how some of these other heroes are going right now. Definitely saw, you know, how strong the Necrophos heal was in that last fight. Clockwork was almost getting killed by those, you know, Brewmaster splits, but the persistent death pulse from the Necrophos just really kept, you know, his teammates alive. And I think one thing, unfortunately, is that the Visage died to the Necrophos, so he got that status regen, and that really kind of gave Necrophos the mana to get a couple more death pulse off. So, you know, Visage, we saw him kind of feed a little bit earlier on. He kind of has to watch his position, not to feed the Necrophos, just because Necrophos heals so much health and mana if he ever gets a kill. You know, again, it's the healing strat on the Dire side that's really just winning these team fights so far. You know, the Radiant side has some really nice single target pickups, but you know, when these pushes are coming right now, the Radiant side just have to really be careful, just because heroes like the Legion Commander do not have a BKB right now. We have heroes like the Lion and the Visage are just very squishy to heroes like the Clockwork. What was that? Oh, nice bait from that Illusion right now, wasting that hook shot, wasting a lot of Clockwork's mana, but nonetheless they get the bottom tower. And perhaps chasing this Lion. Do we have an engagement in the mid lane right now? We have 2 TPs coming in. Lion is really caught out right now. Can he get this kill on this Clockwork? He doesn't have Finger of Death right now, but the teammate support is just a little bit too far. But on the other hand, we have, you know, Brewmaster picking up the top tower, so it looks like all the tier 1s are down for every team, and so we definitely have a pretty even game here. Take a look at the gold and experience graph. You still have Dire leading for about the same amount, about 2,000 EXP and experience leader right now. But you know, what is the game plan for the Radiant side? Like I mentioned earlier, they have a lot of big ultimates that they're waiting for. It looks like they're both up right now, so both sides definitely have a pretty even team fight in my opinion. But I think, you know, the team fight will kind of fall down to where and how the Global Silence is used. If Global Silence is able to catch a lot of heroes out of position, I think, you know, Radiant will handily win that team fight just because they have so much burst damage from their heroes with like the Finger of Death, with the Visage. And we have a dual blink in right now. Nice play on this Omni Knight. That's a hero they want to catch out, but we have Clockwork jumping in. He gets killed immediately off the bat. It looks like that Global Silence just made a little bit too favorable a fight right now. And we have the Brewmaster split going on. Will they be able to kind of catch out the Necrophos? Meteor definitely blast on the Invoker, but looks like he's about to go down. Necrophos is really low right now. He has to get out of there as well. You know, he has mech is used. He has the last word on him. But oh, Clockwork hooking in perhaps to his death. Able to get the Silencer pick off. Looks like he'll be able to get a Brewmaster pick off as well. So nice play by the Silencer. Lion goes down. So this team fight has been all over the place. Looks like, you know, there are a couple buybacks in that last team fight. Everyone's just dying on all sides. Legion Commander really wants to get these kills, but Reaper Scythe comes in, does not kill the Legion Commander, but goes down nonetheless. So 5-man wipe on the for the Dire side. But it looks like, you know, they still lost a lot of heroes here. It looks like they still used a couple buybacks, I think. Let's kind of look at the fight recap, we definitely have, a gold change is not really that high considering, the Radiant side got wiped. Again, that was a pretty even fight, but still on the end, once those big ultimates were used from the Radiant side, I think they just really had to get out of there. Once the Brewmaster split was up, they kind of had to book it and run, just because, you know, just because a lot of heroes fell during the global silence before they got to use their big spells. They had all their big spells on cooldown, and so they handily took that fight once the Radiant was kind of out of position, diving a little bit too deep there. But so I think, after that fight, Dire will definitely be in a pretty strong lead right now. And, unfortunately, Radiant, their ultimates are on cooldown right now, so they kind of have to resort to the farming game. I'm not really sure, what hero kind of has the best mid game late game right now. Necrophos is definitely, a force in the mid game, and I think he can be a hero that kind of carries them. We have, Cogs gets both, and looks like this will be a feed from the Clockwork, unless, they can get Lion right now. Looks like the Flare kills the Brewmaster too. No, Brewmaster has haste. The Flare was able to pick out the Lion. Unfortunately, nice play by the Brewmaster. Easily dodging that Ice Path. I say here a duel on the Invoker right now. Nice play by the Legion Commander. Just because, Invoker is such an important hero. So much team fight. Looks like Legion Commander took so much damage there though. And that would be kind of worrisome, just because Invoker is kind of getting pretty big right now. I haven't really been keeping track of items, but he almost has Necrobook 3, and I think it'll be really hard for these heroes to kind of, Eul Scepter on the Omni Knight. Where's the Purification? Nice play by the Omni Knight. That Eul Scepter I was talking about earlier, showing, how it's done right now with the Necrobooks. That was a very nice play, a little bit of a feed by the Legion Commander, just because he should have maybe, maybe kind of anticipated the Omni Knight Eul Scepter. A little bit greedy play there, kind of getting the rune and going back the other way. He definitely could have easily just run in the opposite direction and kind of avoided the Omni Knight and the Necrobook summons. But unfortunately, Legion Commander for Invoker, that's a pretty even trade. But, I think Legion Commander, is their one position hero. You don't really want him dying for the Invoker, who looks like to be the 2-position hero right now. But, let's do a quick farm check on these heroes. If we take a look at the net worth right now, heroes definitely have the top net worth to be the heroes on the Dire side. The Invoker and the Necrophos on the top of the charts right now, with the other 3 cores on the Radiant side, like kind of trailing behind. One thing I noticed is that look how evenly farmed a lot of the supports on the Dire are. Unfortunately, Clockwork is not very farmed right now, but he's still doing his job, getting those initiations. We saw that fight down here. I'm really surprised they were not able to get that Clockwork. Looks like they ran out of gas after the initial burst damage. Legion Commander, he's going for the Omni Knight. Global Silence fall. I think that Global Silence was just a little bit too early. The Finger of Death was a little bit, maybe unneeded, or at least the Global Silence was a little bit unneeded, just because, what can really interrupt a duel right now? Just kidding. A lot of things can interrupt a duel. So maybe the Global Silence was the right choice here, just to get that secure pick off on the Omni Knight. But that's, you kind of want a little bit more with your Global Silence, because it's such a long cooldown. You kind of want it to win a team fight, not just a single pick off. Maybe if they can get this mid tower, it'll be worth it. But Omni Knight's about to revive soon, so it's really hard to say. It looks like we have a Blade Mail pickup on the Clockwork. We saw those engagements, how Clockwork is kind of man fighting the heroes he's being caught against, and with that Blade Mail, it'll just really be in the Clockwork's favor in those kind of solo pickoffs or solo engagements from the Clockwork. So that's definitely a very nice item choice right there. What is Lion going for? Looks like he's going to be saving up for a Blink Dagger. That's going to be very important, but I think what's more important is his level 11, just because you really want that cooldown reduction on the Finger of Death. And, it's good getting Blink Dagger, but you really want that Finger of Death every fight. And let's kind of do another quick item check right now. We have a mech on the Visage, actually. It looks like he was able to farm his way to his mech, so that's definitely a lot better than I thought, just because we saw him pick up that Medallion of Courage. We saw Visage die a couple times in these team fights, so I'm surprised he actually has that mech. So kudos to the Visage player being able to kind of get that mech. And when I heard a hook right now, sorry, I was just checking my audio, make sure everything's okay. Silencer needs to go in here right now. He's so vulnerable to a single Sunstrike. Looks like this will be a tier 2 tower without any contest. Does Brewmaster have his ultimate? Yes, he does. He's just farming neutrals right now instead of fighting. Wow, this Brewmaster looks like he blinked into the trees. Blinks back out right now. No harm done there. But what is Dire's plan? Looks like they're moving towards maybe the bot tier 2 or maybe Roshan. We have a BKB on the Necrophos. Definitely, you don't want Necrophos to be picked off in these fights, just because he's so important with that healing. With that mech especially. But that BKB will probably ensure survival, just because there's not a lot of physical damage right now. Legion Commander going to that BKB from the heavy magical damage from the other side. We have Invoker, Jakiro, Omni Knight, and Necrophos just doing a lot of magical damage. So BKB is probably a very appropriate item here, but that just really slows down the damage on the Radiant side. Like, who's doing the damage in these fights right now? The good thing going for the Radiant side right now is that there aren't a lot of tanky heroes on the the Dire side, so maybe they don't need that much damage, but the faster they can get these pickoffs and the cleaner they get these kills, just better. Blink in. Oh, on the Omni Knight, but looks like that nice Jewel Scepter by the Invoker. But looks like this will still be a kill on the Omni Knight. Again, Omni Knight gets picked off. He has to really watch his positioning. Hook in by the Clockwork. Nice Macro Pyre and Ice Blast. Will Legion Commander go down right now? No, looks like he's still alive. Gets healed up. Can he survive? No, looks like he goes down. He had his Magic Wand, had a Bottle, so unfortunately, that's, maybe a little bit of misplay there, but nice Meteor Deafening Blast. Gets the Lich and, get the Necro Life. But looks like, on the other hand, we have 4 kills down. I'm not sure how those kills happen. Looks like the Panda Split and the Silence are just a little bit too much right click right now. Oh, Blink in by the line. He's so low. You have to be really careful. Necrolite doesn't get off. One more Death Pulse. Oh, yes. They're able to get the kill on the Necropulse before the the Death Pulse comes in. Giving that Necropulse that burst regeneration. But wow, I didn't realize that 5 heroes got wiped on the Dire side. Looks like the Panda Split just kind of really cleaned up the squishier heroes like the Jakiro, maybe the Clockwork. He hooked into a very bad position and kind of fighting against Split and this Familiars might just be too much for the Clockwork right now. He needs a little bit more armor for that and a little bit more HP, but I really thought Dire, had that fight with a nice Deafening Blast and Meter combo from the Invoker, but it looks like, the other heroes on the Radiant team just really did so much work, even though the Legion Commander and the Global Silencer were used. So we saw, Silencer kind of live through that fight. We saw kind of how much damage he can put out throughout the entire fight with his glaives and the rest of his arsenal, but we have almost refresh right now. This is going to be huge. Once Refresher Axe comes online, I think Radiant side will just win these team fans so handily. We kind of saw Global Silence earlier on. These Global Silences have been coming in when the Blink Legion Commander goes in. And so we kind of, Global Silence again, kind of going in, a little bit too early, maybe 1 or 2 seconds later on, so they can kind of force a little bit commitment from the Dire side before they pop that Global Silence. But, I'm not really one to judge right now just because the Radiant have won the last fight. And so, they're definitely doing something right now. Let's do a quick item check. We have Necropulse again with that BKB. We have a BKB on the Legion Commander right now. So, Legion Commander is pretty much invulnerable in these fights. The Necrobook summons along with the Force Spirits will still do a decent amount of damage, but nothing, a mech can't handle. Nothing a, press the attack can't handle on the Legion Commander side. We have Katy Perry, the Visage going for an Aghanim Scepter, I'm guessing, from this Aura Club right now. The BKB doesn't make sense. We have a Clockwork going in. Clockwork on the Visage. Nice play. The Stun Strike and the Cogs easily picked off with the Repel too. So we have a Global Silence right now. Can they turn this around? There's no initiation right now. Legion Commander is just stunned. He needs to get a duel somewhere. He needs to heal somehow. He uses his BKB already, so this is really bad for the Radiant side. It looks like the Brewmaster Split might go down right now. Oh, Ice Path a little bit too late. Looks like they're going to get out. Will the Brewmaster get to get out? Can he blink away when he kind of goes down? He has about, 3, 2, 1. Can he blink out right now? Nice Ice Path. This should be a dead Brewmaster right now. Oh, unfortunately, looks like Omni Knight gets his, Omni Knight wins the duel. No, he doesn't, but unfortunately, Omni Knight got his Guardian Angel up before the, duel came off. A nice Meteor by the Invoker, cleaning up the Lion. Also, equally nice kill by the Silencer. We have Visage coming in right now. 2 against 3. This might be a little bit reckless by the Radiant side, but as I say that, the Visage Familiars with that Mountain gets a kill. But if Silencer goes down right now, nice play. That was definitely not worth it. I think Silencer is their most important hero right now on the Radiant side because he really wants the Refresher Orb. And it looks like they're able to get the Visage too. 5-man wipe on the Dire side, unfortunately. Oh, man. What a disaster, It's up to these Visage Birds to maybe pick off the Necrolite. No, they used up all their bonus damage, so Necrolite will survive. They get the bottom tier 2 towers, so, if you take a look at the net worth and gold graph right now, we see how there's a spike on the Radiant side, but immediately it goes back down. So again, this is still a very even game, but Dire definitely has the Roshan advantage. There's a double damage room rating for them right now. What I think went down for that fight was obviously that the fight was just a little bit too chaotic for the Radiant side. They prefer fights where they're kind of grouped up with the Global Silence and they can easily pick off any hero that kind of is out of position on the Dire side. But that fight was really chaotic. The Brewmaster Split, a very strong spell, but there's just so much healing from the Dire side that a lot of the damage from the Brewmaster Split can be mitigated. And the fact that, Omni Knight was alive for most of the fight, we kind of see the difference right now in Omni Knight being alive and Omni Knight being picked off in the beginning of the fight. So, Omni Knight, again, is just such an important hero on the Dire side right now. they really need to keep him alive. Maybe they even sacrifice a hero like the Clock or the Jakiro to keep the Omni Knight alive. It'll be worth it. But they're rushing right now. They're about to get it. Dire side, I mean, Radiant side just a little too late to kind of contest this Roche. And so that'll be a nice victory, kind of cementing the lead that the Dire side has right now. Clock fishing doesn't get a hook, and I think these Clock repels are just really important right now, just because he has that blade mail. And even though Legion Commander, we see that kind of has a really nice 100 bonus damage right now, but there's still not enough physical damage on the Radiant side. Looks like Blink, dual Blink Clap on this Invoker right now. Nice pick off on the Invoker. Looks like the Omni Knight gets caught in the Global Silence. Nice pick off, 2-for-0 trade right now. That's what I'm talking about. And once these Global Silence are online, is there a Refresher Orb? Still no Refresher Orb, but ooh, Visage dies to the Necrophos. But if they're able to get the Necrophos trade, this will be really important. But we see them, you know, the strength of the Omni Knight right now. And it looks like both teams will kind of want to disengage, except for the Brewmaster right now. Brewmaster has to be really careful. He's taking so much magical damage right now. And Sunstrike, hits the mark, but Legion Commander is just really not in position. We have Invoker coming back right now. Is there anything to kind of chase the Legion Commander? He has his heal in a little bit. He wants to save the Silencer. Silencer's so close to his Refresher Orb. It'd be such a shame for him to die. Nice Impale by the Lion. But Silencer still goes down, nonetheless. Legion Commander really needs to get out right now, or that'll be just a disaster. Oh, he blinks into the trees. Is there a ward? They do not see it right now. Oh, Legion Commander. Really on the edge right here, but, you know, Silencer, it's unfortunate that he went down before he gets his Refresher Orb. You know, maybe if Silencer had two, you know, Global Silences, that would have been an easily one team fight. We saw how one Global Silence, it was a 2-for-0 trade. And, you know, they started losing once the Invoker come back. Once, you know, their big ultimates, you know, went off cooldown. Once the Panic Split was down, but... So this Refresher is so important right now. Jakiro, just what is he doing? Feeding more damage to the Legion Commander. Legion Commander, 132 bonus damage. You know, I talked about he might not have enough physical damage, but he's definitely getting there if they keep feeding him the kills right now. Legion Commander, what item will he go for next? He has a decent amount of HP, and maybe he wants an Assault Cuirass, you know, to kind of stop the Invoker. The Invokers, you know, Necro unit summons and the Forge Spirit summons. But you might want to just go for a Hearts because there's so much magical burst damage. We see an engagement right now on the Legion Commander. He's just man fighting with the Clockwork right now, but he's so low. How is he taking so much damage? I'm surprised. Legion Commander took so much damage right there. It was just a Clockwork right hit. How did he take so much damage? I felt like something might be a little bit wrong right there. Legion Commander definitely should not have taken so much damage from a Clockwork, you know. Clockwork, 100 right click, that's nothing for a 1800 HP Legion Commander. I'm not really sure how that happened, but Dire side, you know, we saw some nice fights from the Radiant. We see nice fights from the Dire, but those pickoffs might be able to get a little bit of damage on the top tier 3 for the Radiant side right now. And we still have 30 seconds before the Legion Commander comes back, but Panda just going in right now without the Legion Commander. 3, 4 against 5. What is this confidence right now from the Radiant side? It looks like that Global Silence is the confidence. Is the Refresher Orb? Looks like, whoops, my camera worked a little bit bad there. Invoker almost dying. He gets repelled. You know, Omni Knight still has, you know, so much healing, so much, you know, Global Silence. We heard a Necrolite all on the Silencer, but this, again, a 3-for-5 fight. They get one kill. You know, Clock for Silencer is not too bad, but again, Silencer goes in. He wants that Refresher Orb, you know, again and again. Silencer is a hero that he needs to be the one that survives these fights and gets that double Refresher Orb right now. But all in all, saying that's not too bad trade. They saved, you know, their top tier 3 tower from taking too much damage. They get a 1-for-1 trade, so that's pretty good for a 3v5 fight. But, you know, that Silencer really wants that Refresher Orb. I can't stress it enough how important the Refresher Orb is for these fights right now. Let's do a quick item check after a quick gold. We see definitely the Dire side. It was a pretty even game, but they've definitely been winning these last 2 fights. It's no surprise that they're kind of leading in the golden XP. So kind of going back, we see a Hyperstone on the Legion Commander. I'm guessing, you know, again, that's an Assault Cuirass. Definitely something that's really beneficial for his whole team. We have Visage going for an Acceptor, I'm guessing. We have a Silencer again going for that Refresher Orb. We have a completed Agnos right now in the Brewmaster. Maybe that's why Brewmaster was so confident in taking those fights, just because he had, you know, double clap, a lot of Drunken Haze, a lot of crit from the Fire Panda. On the Dire side, kind of looking at the item progression, we see maybe a little bit of a engagement. No, it looks like they're both sides just retreating. We have 3 Yule Scepters right now on the Dire side. I think that's really important to kind of, you know, when Legion Commander duels in on a hero, if she doesn't get our BKB fast enough, you know, maybe that's just a cycle on the Legion Commander, and that duel is mitigated. So the Yule Scepters are very nice, you know, in these fights right now. It sets up the Jakiro, it sets up the Omni Knight, it sets up the Invoker for their combos, even sets up the Clockwork, you know, for treating someone in Clog. So we have a Shiva's guard finish right now on the Necrophil. So he is really tanky. 1600 HP, 28 armor. That'll be really important. He has a mech, he has a BKB, so Necrophil just probably won't go down right now in these fights, especially if Omni Knight stays alive. You know, bagging him up, and Invoker right now has an Axe Scepter, so we'll definitely expect a lot from the Invoker to pull out those really fancy combos. You know, we can maybe he'll be turn to Ice Ice. He definitely has the Ice Ice set right now. Let's do a quick cosmetic check. Where is the cosmetic? Oh, here you go. That's definitely the Ice Forge Spirits from Ice Ice Ice, but it looks like his cape and his pauldrons are a little bit, they're a little bit higher quality mythicals than the Ice 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 set, but pretty cool stuff right there. Someone logged in Necro's ID. What does that mean? Looks like the Necro ID was logged in from a remote computer, and maybe he was logged off Steam right now. But let me just take a quick break, guys, for a quick drink of water. Looks like I'm back, folks, and looks like the game's restarted. And we kind of see in these fights that the global silence is just very good in the very beginning of these fights, but once the global silence passes, the dire side has just been dominating the rest of the team fight. And that's why I'm so stressing the point of the refresher orb. So does Silencer have it yet? He is so close, but if they get picked off right now, Clockwork, he wants the Silencer, no doubt. He gets picked up. Oh my god, that hook shot. What was that, folks? We don't have, looks like they just really give up the Visage right now and not commit too much. It looks like Bruce Split got committed right now. Still no Global Silence committed. They really just get out of there, Silencer. Save money for Refresher Orb. Brewmaster Split went down. That's, harmful, but he has an Axe Scepter, so it won't be too bad. Oh, nice blink out by the Brewmaster. Oh, Silence just kind of saving Brewmaster's ass right now. Unfortunately, Global Silence gets used. But, double Yo Scepter on the Brewmaster. Gets frozen in the Ice Path. Will this be any kind of follow-up? No. We have a 4-on-5 right now. But Legion Commander is still pushing the top lane. But, the Global Silence got used. That's maybe key. Omni Knight still has his ultimate. Invoker obviously has his spells. Shakiro, it doesn't really matter. Reaper's Scythe almost on cooldown, so this should be... Excuse me. Nice play on the Radiant side right now. They get the tower, but Legion Commander going in with the BKB. Refresher, Global Silence, that's what I'm talking about right now. We have a nice pick off on the Necrophos. Clockwork gets picked off. The power of the Global Silence. They were not expecting the second Global Silence to come up. And so, we saw Legion Commander, how much damage he's actually is doing right now, but can he pick up the rest of these heroes? He doesn't have anything like a Basher to kind of catch up. He has to be really careful right now not to get killed by the rest of the team. He has no BKB. And so, looks like that was a 1-for-2 trade. Lion goes down in the meantime. But, getting the Necrophos is very important, keeping down those heroes. But unfortunately, that Global Silence only had 1 kill. Again, I really want to have, Global Silence getting objectives once used. Maybe they'll be able to get this mid-tier 2 tower right now, but still on pretty high HP. Roshan is still a little bit of away from respawning, so unfortunately that Global Silence will be used. But, his 80 seconds, 122 seconds before 2 Global Silences, and 80 seconds before 1 Global Silence, so... If they can get this tier 2 tower, it'll be really nice, but the heroes on the dire side are coming up right now. Legion Commander running out of mana. Oh, that Yule Scepter looks like it was on the wrong hero. Legion Commander, Clockwork goes in right now, but we see Max charges, gets in the Legion Commander. Can Clockwork... Oh, Clockwork just feeding to the Legion Commander with that BKB. That's a little bit unfortunate right now. We see, Necro, like, his Visage is able to get away, so wow, how did they not get any kills in that fight? I'm surprised. I thought that, Visage would have gone down there, but looks like, his familiar stomps, his familiar drops are on point, able to save him, but, that's... Oh, pick off on the Brewmaster, no. Lion, 2-on-2 fight right now, Brewmaster Split goes off, the Lion gets hit, can he avoid this meteor? Yes, he does. Brewmaster Split gets used, but there's just no follow-up right now. There's no damage following this Brewmaster Split. Maybe if they can get the Omni Knight, I think Legion Commander should get the Omni Knight if she has duel, but see Silencer about to go down. Yes, he does. Not to the Reaper Scythe though, but that's still a big loss for the Radiant side. That Brewmaster Split went off, but there's just no follow-up. Maybe that's a little bit of a miscommunication on the Radiant side. The Brewmaster Split goes off, there's just no damage right now. That's a little bit unfortunate that the silencer gets picked out just because he'll revive though with the double silence, but they might lose Rack in the meantime. Brewmaster does not have his slip right now. Visage, does he have any birds? Looks like he actually doesn't have any birds right now, so that's pretty unfortunate too. I think what Visage wants to do with his bird is if they're not taking any fights, it's just a split push with the remnants, the stone remnants right now, and just really try to keep Dire off their side off the radius side of the map, just because they're the ones that have a open lane of racks right now. And if they really want map advantage for when Roshan spawns, Roshan's about to spawn in a minute right now, so that'll definitely be a focal point for the rest of the next 5 minutes right now. Let me just do a quick item check again and see how these heroes are progressing. We have a BKB on the Omni Knight coming up soon. That's going to be a really crucial pickup right now for the Omni Knight. Just because, again, he's so important in these fights, but we do have the double global science, so it's definitely very hard for that BKB to be useful. But, Omni Knight has repel, and so this will kind of be interesting to see how the Radiant plays it and how they kind of want to space out their global sciences, just because there's a BKB right now on the Omni Knight. He can repel someone safely without being too worried. Even if, Silencer uses his first global silence, Silencers normally don't use their global silence in too quick of a succession, obviously, just because that'll be a waste of the spell. But Omni Knight, if he gets silenced the first time, he can do a quick, BKB into his ultimate and try to save the fight from there, even if he gets silenced again. But so BKB on the Omni Knight, he's definitely pretty farmed once he gets it, of course. We see Invoker gets a 4-staff, a very traditional Invokers. But the thing is, right now, Invoker is pretty much filled up in items. But he doesn't really have a lot of big items. He definitely wants, to have items like a Hex. Maybe an Assault Cuirass is pretty good for that extra armor for his whole team. But Invoker kind of capped out in terms of 2,000 golds worth of items. I mean 2,000, that tier of gold of items. But the rest of his team still has some room to grow. Necrolite looks like he might be going for Ethereal Blade. Looks like a silencer. Oh, he cannot get picked up right now. He has to silence. Yes, he does. Will he refresh orb right now? Looks like Refresher Orb gets used. Silence goes on again, these heroes. Second BKB on the Necrolite. He gets used right now. This fight is kind of a mess right now. Clockwork about to die. Looks like he gets killed off. Wow, this fight is such a mess. Legion Commander might have gone down, but he is buying back right now. I'm sorry I missed that, folks. Clockwork about to die. No, looks like he's not going to get a kill on this Clockwork. I hear a duel going on right now. Gets a kill on the Invoker. That's a nice trade-off. Invoker buys back right now. Clockwork is really low, but Silencer dies, Legion Commander dies and buys back, so that's a little bit unfortunate. That's definitely a dire victory, unless they feed any more kills right now, just because Silencer used both Refresher ultimates. Clockwork is still alive. Necrolite, his ultimate is very low cooldown. Omni Knight, he uses ultimate, but that's not too bad considering, there's no global silencers right now. So this looks like it might be the first line of racks for the dire side right now. What will the plan for the dire side be? Looks like they catch out the Visage. Nice pick off. Those Yule Scepters just coming in so much use right now throughout all these fights, keeping the important heroes Cyclone up. This reminds me of Warcraft 3, kind of the Night Elf strategy where they get the talent and the Cyclone important enemy heroes right now. But this rack should be going on right now with Liquid Fire. With these Force Spirits, this rack's definitely soon to fall right now. Global Silencer does not have it ult for about 40 seconds right now. And so unfortunately, Farm and Feed about to take the first racks of the series. Will Radiant kind of have any kind of response right now? Roshan is up, so still both teams want to go for that Roshan, but the key again is that there's no global silence on the Radiant side. I've said this so many times, but it's just so important to have those up just because the Radiant side is just really cooldown dependent in their team fights, even more so than the Dire side, just because the split and the global silence just means so much more than a spell like the Omni Ultimate. But will we have a fight on the Radiant side right now? We see the Cogs giving Legion Commander a little bit of a tough time right now. Legion Commander a little bit low. He definitely wants to heal up right now. Maybe heal yourself. Oh, blink in. Hook off the mark right now. But what's gonna happen? Looks like we have the Invoker soloing the Rosh right now, and Cog so good for keeping these heroes back, burning the Brewmaster's mana right now, and just really being annoying overall. But do they know the Roshan's going in right now? Going on right now. Looks like Invoker decides to back off. He doesn't want to get caught out. We see Blink Brewmaster, Blink Stomp, first global silence. Is there another one right now? No second global science, but looks like they're able to get the kill on the Omni-Knight, kill on the Jakiro as well. So, oh, kill on the Clockwork. So nice play on the Radiant side. Looks like, you know, there wasn't any heal, and they were just kind of caught out of position with that Brewmaster Stomp. It looks like Invoker is fighting up against these Brewlings. Where's the Cyclone? The Cyclone is not there in time, so Invoker gets away scot-free. But, wow, 4-for-0 trade. Great team fight on the Radiant side right now. That Global Science, I'm not really sure what happened there. Omni-Knight just got kind of dueled up, so that's really important. Again, the difference between Omni-Knight getting picked off in these fights and Omni-Knight staying alive in these fights are just so huge. Just we see Omni-Knight getting picked off from the get-go, he goes down, and he can't save his team members just because, you know, the Global Science is on the Necrophos, the Global Science is on the Jakiro. They can't really bail out their teammates, but the Omni-Knight needs to be there to bail out their teammates when there's no Refresh Orb. It looks like the split push power from the Invoker is able to get another lane of racks. Will the Necromonian units and the Force Spears be able to get... They have to focus on this racks right now. What is the Radiant side doing right now? That's right, Hex and Clap Up. This is no joke. Oh my god. 2 lanes of racks down right now for the Radiant side. Meteor on the Brewmaster. Nice play. This should be a dead Brewmaster right now. Invoker, great heads up play. He notices that I hear a duel on the Invoker. He goes down. This Legion Commander, 222 damage. What is this? This Legion Commander is so big right now in terms of his duel bonus damage, but it's not enough. You know, he only has 1 duel per team fight. And, you know, aside from that, he doesn't have any lockdown. So, Legion Commander has having a really tough time kind of right-clicking heroes. He picks up Desolate right now, but I really think Legion Commander should go for a Scotty. He should go for a Abyssal Blade, just so he can kind of catch heroes a little bit better. And, you know, in these team fights, you see that the hero that he duels will always go down, but he just really needs, you know, another source of lockdown. Especially when there's things like BKBs going on, when there's repels flying around from the Omni-Knight if he doesn't get picked off. But, you know, Legion Commander still having a very nice game right now. He's definitely, you know, kind of caught up on the Necrophos in terms of net worth. We still have Invoker taking the lead right now. He has, you know, that... He looks like he doesn't have any new item right now, but he has that 4K Colt in the bank. Roshan about to get killed right now. Can they make it? Smoke, they have an inkling of what's going on. They really gotta get this Roshan fast, but it's just not dropping fast enough. Oh my god, Legion Commander sees it duel. Oh, Gil goes in right now. What's happening? Roshan is still alive right now. Legion Commander, where is she? Gets Cyclone. She needs the BKB, but Science goes off right now. Legion Commander kills the Roshan. Oh, Jakiro gets the Aegis. That's so unfortunate. The Scythe is used from the Necrolite, but the BKB was there right now. So Omni-Knight about to go down. Legion Commander should have an easy kill on the Jakiro right now, just because doing so much damage. But Jakiro has the Aegis, but why are they retreating? Whoops, folks. Looks like I alt-tabbed there, but Jakiro is TPing out right now. They can't stop this. Ooh, so much damage from the Legion Commander right now, but that was a nice 3-for-0 engagement, so nice play by the Radiant side. They're still in this game, even though they're down 2 racks. We see that Roshan just took too long to kill for that last 1,000 HP. Legion Commander just blinks in. Unfortunately, you know, his BKB, he did not use his BKB when he blinked in, and unfortunately got Cyclone in the middle of a duel. That's a little bit unfortunate right there, but that's not too bad. Invoker just going in balls deep. He can definitely be, you know, liable for the kill. Blink in. Where's the blink in on the Invoker right now? That's what I'm expecting from the Invoker. BKB on the Jakiro gets the easy duel on the Jakiro. 2 shots from the Legion Commander. 240 bonus damage right now. But will they be able to get racks? That's obviously the most important part. Silencer has no ultimate, but, you know, Jakiro is down. Necrophos is down. Maybe they can kind of force this tier 3 tower. This is definitely going to be really important. Legion Commander is still a little bit low. Is there anything to heal him? Nope, that's the wrong team. That's the Dire side that has the heals. But, oh, Invoker goes in right now on the Legion Commander. Sunstrike, nope. Nice 4-step out from the Visage, I'm guessing. No, from the Lion, it looks like. Lion, where was that forced out from? 4-step from? Looks like it was from the Lion. He's the one with the 4-step right now, so nice heads-up play from him. But, unfortunately, Radiant side is not able to get a Rax right now. And so this is still definitely a game in favor of the Dire. They have the Roshan advantage. And look at the net worth graph, it looks like, wow. So the difference in gold is about even, but the difference in EXP is really favoring the Radiant side right now. 10k EXP, I definitely didn't expect that, but I think, you know, 10k EXP is very important, but let's kind of take a look at these hero levels right now. You know, a lot of these heroes are all, you know, almost level 16, so the heroes level matter a lot less right now than earlier on in the game, and I think the gold is what's really important right now. You know, it's all about, excuse me, it's all about buyback right now. We have 2 heroes with buyback, the most farmed heroes of each team respectively, having that buyback on it. So this is still anyone's game, just because even though they're down 2 lanes of racks, the Legion Commander is really big. The Panda is not too bad himself. You know, unfortunately, the Panda has the Axe Scepter, but you know, Legion Commander is just really hurting for another source of damage in these fights, just because it's kind of like a 4 Protect run right now. Silencer, he really wants a BKB, really wants a Hex Scepter, just so he can be that next like tier of right-click damage for the Radiant heroes. And how are the farm on the other supports on the Radiant side? We see a Axe Scepter on the Visage right now, but what does Lion have? He has just 4 Staff and Blink, good enough right now. He would like a Axe Scepter, of course, for that extra burst damage, but no, you can't have everything right now. That 20-second cooldown in these fights can be very important, just because there's so much sustain in these fights and so much chase, but you know, the Radiant have to be, I mean, Dire have to be so careful right now, just because there's 2 Global Silences duel in on the Omni Knight. Nice play. First Global Silence going down. The Dire side have to retreat right now, but long range boulder on this Necrophos. Necrophos, second Global Silence, but the Global Silence, he might have just don't want to save that just because there's no way to catch up these heroes. The Global Silence just really didn't do anything right now. Boulder toss, nice play. Getting the Radiant, getting the Necrophos. 3 for 0 trade right now. And we see the other 2 heroes, retreating. That's the power of 2 Global Silences, and Volker just wants to be a man right now. Ooh, definitely Blast Meteor. Is this the dead Legion Commander? Yes, it is. No. Oh, no, he is not dead right now. Wow. Oh, just kidding. Wow, nice Sunstrike by the Invoker. I know. Looks like Legion Commander hadn't died since his last buyback, but that was pretty funny, honestly. Invoker just showing his stuff right now, getting those kills. Looks like he might go for a kill right now on the Invoker, on the Silencer. Will they get the kill, or will this just be a little bit of a harass? Visage has to be careful. He's really low right now. Invoker still has his Necro Book. Never mind, he does not. But he still has, the rest of his arsenal available to him. Yeah, and he doesn't have like any kind of damage item, like an Assault Cuirass, even a Hex or a MKB or a Desolator, something of that sort. But he's still Invoker. Right clicks really hard, but is trapped right now. So, so we definitely have a little bit of a lull right now. That bottom fight was just so nice from the Radiant side. They know they have to take a fight outside of their bases because they don't want things like Forge Spirits and Necro Book summons hitting their towers. Blink in from the Legion Commander. That's exactly what they want. Again, taking out this Omni Knight. Omni Knight, what is he doing getting picked off in all these fights? I really think Omni Knight really just wants a Blink Dagger so he can stay far back and still heal people from long range. The Legion Commander knows what's up. Great play by him, focusing the Omni Knight in all these fights, even though, he got picked off on the Invoker there. Invoker on the hunt right now. Will he pick off the Silencer? Well, there's a Brewmaster and a Lion in the vicinity, so they have to be really careful right now. This Silencer may be picked off. 4 staff away. Looks like he's okay. So what is Silencer's next item? I think he really wants items that make him into a right clicker, like I mentioned earlier. He wants a Hex, maybe a Orchid Scepter. That would be pretty decent there, or maybe just a BKB to make sure he can stay alive. But Brewmaster caught out right now. Can he sense the skink? Will he see the Ghost Walk? Yes, he does. Nice blink out. He's still very slow right now. Will the Brewmaster be forced to split? Looks like, oh, Global Silence. That's what what the Brewmaster needs right now. Beamed out to get through that kind of cog. We have a Boulder Toss, but that's 1 Global Silence. Does he have another Global Silence right now? There's no Legion Commander. Refresher still on cooldown. Legion Commander looks like he has Boots of Travel. Boots of Travel against the Clockwork. Nice duel. Nice, even better ultimate from the Legion Commander. That's we see why Omni Knight is just so important in these fights. Reaver Scythe kills the Omni Knight. We have a disaster on the Radiant side right now. We see that Omni Knight, he did so much work that game, saving the Clockwork. Just really stalling out the Legion Commander's side right now. Looks like Silencer might get picked off right now. We have Scotty on the Invoker. That's a really good item choice. The extra right click and those extra stats. Yes, nice play by the Dire side. 3 for 1 trade right now. That fight was a little bit sloppy just because Legion Commander was not alive yet. He was alive, had the Boots of Travel in. By that time, he really couldn't get in position to duel that Omni Knight. And so, right now, Legion Commander bought back in that last fight. If we look at the fight recap, no fight recap. But this should easily be the game for the Radiant side right now. Just because Legion Commander, maybe has BKB. No, he doesn't. This will just be a dead Legion Commander right now. He really has to duel. Nice play. Trying to TP out, but he really needs to duel right now. He just has to duel and man up. But the Yule Scepter are just kind of taking the attention of the Legion Commander right now. And there's Visage just doing so much damage on this Invoker. Wow, this Visage player just going balls deep. Legion Commander kills the Necrolite in the background. So this game isn't over yet. We see a formidable defense on that bottom tier 3 tower. I definitely didn't expect, once the Legion Commander was in the air, that's kind of a double-edged sword just because they can't focus Legion Commander, and, unfortunately he survived. And Visage just did so much damage in that fight. I really didn't expect him to bring down the Invoker essentially by himself, maybe with the help of a Global Silence, but still, Visage, very nice play by him, getting the kill on the Invoker. Invoker, I'm not sure if he bought back, but, you know, oh, nice hook in from the Clockwork. That should be a dead Visage right now. Has a Mech Scepter. Clockwork's taking so much damage from these Familiars. These Familiars are just no joke right now. Kind of have a Ollie 2000 here right now, boys. There's so much damage from his Visage. We definitely see some very nice familiar control right now. Just focusing the key targets in these fights with that Medallion of Courage. And, you know, maybe I really want to see Visage get in Assault Cuirass. Oh, just kidding, never mind. Legion Commander has an Assault Cuirass, but... just a quick drink, but I really want to see Visage getting maybe a Hex to kind of control up the Omni Knight even more, control up that Necrolite even more. Let's just do a quick item check. We definitely haven't seen this in a little bit. Legion Commander went for that Basher, like I talked about. I think that's a great item pickup just so he can have an opportunity to focus a second hero after his first duel is used. We have a Mech and Agam Scepter on the Visage. He's had that for a while now. Not too many, like, you know, new item pickups on the Radiant side right now. Looks like, you know, Panda will want to go for a Refresher Orb, I'm guessing. Silencer, maybe going for BKB, but I think the Radiant side right now has just not have a lot of item progression right now, and that should show on the gold graph. Nope, just kidding. It's really close on the gold graph right now. I'm surprised because I really don't see too many new items on the Radiant side. On the other hand, we see a Scotty on the Invoker, a Ultimate Orb on the Omni Knight. That will probably be a extra Hex Scepter, or yeah, probably a Hex. And we have right now nothing too new on the Necrophos. He finished off that Ethereal Blade, and looks like Clockwork is desperately trying to finish off the next Axe Scepter right now. If you look at net worth, you know, Clockwork is just really on the bottom of that list right now. We have a Roshan attempt on the Dire side. Radiant, are they in position right now? They're smoked off, but can they get this Roshan fast enough? Uh-oh. Sorry, burp right there, folks. Sorry about that. Looks like this Roshan will go down. It should go down. Can they catch up this Clockwork? Nice cogs. Kind of keeping the other heroes in bay. Oh, Brewmaster! What? Oh, Legion Commander, just these really bad blinks right now. Legion Commander wastes his duel, but he just has so much right click. One hit, two hit. But Omni Knight with that nice ulti right now, we see how strong Omni Knight is. Legion Commander goes down. He cannot buy back from the Reaper's side, the Axe Scepter. No, he's not, but Legion Commander just cannot buy back regardless. 1-for-1 trade-off right now. We have the Brewmaster up against the Invoker, but he needs to get out of there right now. Where's the Windwalk on the Bruling? It looks like they're trying to take the Necrophite. Second Global Silence view. This is terrible. If they cannot get this Necrophite, yes they do. Silencer trades his life for the Necrophos, but Invoker just doing so much work. Oh wow, nice Tornado. Definitely have a Dire Observer Ward accounting for that. But can he get his kill on this Clockwork right now? Yes he does. Nice play by the Silencer, but that's another 1-for-1 trade. This Invoker just really being the MVP of these fights right now. And this Omni Knight, we see how good Omni Knight is against Legion Commander. Just that the Guardian Angel just really taking Legion Commander out of the fight. And unfortunately, if they don't get the Omni Knight these fights, they will definitely lose. So Omni Knight is, like always, is the deciding factor in these fights we've seen. Unfortunately, no, something else that was really unfortunate was that Brewmaster blinked into the high ground. You know, he wasn't able to get that in early initiation. We saw that the Legion Commander blinked in, but just could not find the Omni Knight. So, nice positioning in that last fight. Looks like this will be Mega Creeps for the Dire side. So this might be GG, you know. The throne is exposed. Get the throne, Dire team. That's the building they want to focus right now. They have a 3v2 advantage, but looks like the creep wave, these two Hardy the catapults, are just doing a lot of work on this throne right now. Oh man, nice play by both teams right now. Very close game one, very back and forth game. Well, this looks like to be the end of the Radiant side right now. So we have Dire side winning the first game of this best of 3 winners bracket for the Illinois Dota 2 League. Again, this is the first week of playoffs, the first game and first series of the playoffs. So stay tuned, folks. We're going to have the second game coming up very soon. But we have Farm and Feed 1-0 against Playasaurus Rex right now. And so, you know, stay tuned again for the next game. What a nice game one we had. Very back and forth. And again, kind of just going over and analyzing that entire game, the difference was whether or not Omni Knight got focused in the beginning. If the duel is not on the Omni Knight, you know, Omni Knight can save the dual target with that Guardian Angel. And there were no Diffuser's blades on the Radiant side to kind of take out that Guardian Angel. So Omni Knight just showing how strong of a hero he is right now. And I really expect Omni Knight to be picked more later on in both the amateur and the pro scene. So, you know, again, stay tuned for the next game. this should be coming up very soon. I'll probably create a lobby. It's technically, scheduled for 7 o'clock, but 7 o'clock is already here. So I'm just gonna assume, we're gonna be going into our next game right now. I'm not sure if the teams want to break. Looks like, we have team members from both sides. So in this best of 3 series, let me actually read the rules. So I'm not really sure how the picks and work. I'm guessing they alternate, the first pick. That's pretty standard. Let me just see if I can confirm with anyone here. Do. Well, okay, I am not sure, so I will award by procedure what I've seen in programs. Looks like the winner of the first choice of last game will be switched to the other team. So I believe it was the Radiant side that had first pick right now. Um, so I will award, or does first pick or choice of pick or side go to the losing team? I'm not really sure right now. If anyone listening, do they know whether choice of pick or side goes to who? Who? Oh, 1 second, folks. Looks like we're in a treat. We have Abu Kamu from Team Piece of Toast looking to co-cast with us this game. So that will definitely be pretty cool here. And I'm not really sure how this works. Unfortunately, don't have a Skype right now. And hopefully his volume comes through. So I'm just gonna keep testing it. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah. I can't figure out how to get the Steam call into like my headset. It comes out through my speakers, but everything else is through my headset. So,
Hmm.
oh.
Not sure. Okay, so let me see if the stream can hear this or not. And wait, can you just say something right now?
Hello.
Just keep talking for a
Hello.
little bit.
Yeah, today was a good day. I woke up in the morning, I had some pancakes for breakfast. For lunch I decided to go to Ichiban Buffet, which was kind of a bad decision on my part because I didn't eat too much. And why is Steam Voice coming outside my speakers? Voice chat. Using Steam Voice chat. Blah blah blah. Have any speakers? IP. Okay. Hold up. Let me just see if Steam settings. I can start whenever. So.
Looks like I think your volume will be coming through the volume for the in-game client. So like I have like the speaker volume but your volume will come through like the volume of like the game. So I think OBS should be able to pick up your game. I'm still testing it right now and listening to the stream, but
Hopefully, huh?
yeah, hopefully.
Otherwise, it's gonna look like you're talking to yourself. So.
Yeah, this will be pretty bad, but let's um so I'm hearing the stream right now, so hopefully your volume comes through.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, hopefully. So, feel free to cast for a little bit. I'm just gonna try to pick up your voice and see if it works on the other side. So.
All right, I'll raise my voice, I guess. Same bands coming out as last game, Death Prophet and Terrorblade, nothing too surprising.
Alright, looks like it works. So I heard your voice come through pretty clear. I turned up the volume on both sides. And so it looks like you're coming through pretty clear right now. The volume's definitely very good. So let's get right into this game. So I'm guessing you were watching the last game. What do you think of both teams' performances?
Personally, I think it came down to the silencer carry was being a bad choice. I mean, silencer, once you get your ulti and refresher, it's quite good. But then everyone on the Dire started having BKBs and Yule Scepters to disengage the silencer ulti. And, Legion Commander, after she duels one, she's kind of like, she's not that great of a engagement afterwards. But,
yeah,
I mean...
Definitely something I noticed. Yeah, just the Legion Commander, because it's one hero, and if both silences are like used too early or like in a very bad position, like the Dire side just easily turned that fight around. So.
I mean, that game wasn't for Leech Commander either. I mean, you had ideally you have to duel the Invoker so he doesn't get off any spells, but they have an Omni Knight and Necrophos, so it's kind of really hard to kill him.
Yeah, that's something a problem, is because the Omni Knight was just so important. Like, if Invoker got dueled, Omni Knight would just save him. But I think, I don't know, maybe like the split just really need to like Cyclone the Invoker or something. But unfortunately, yeah, the Legion Commander was just not enough, and it looks like that might be what caused him to lose like the last game. But so right now we have that first pick Lich on the Radiant side. What do you think of this first pick? Do you think that Lich is like first pick material right now?
Well, they banned Ember Spirit, and Ember Spirit wasn't picked or banned last game, so they clearly have a set strat they want to run. And I think Lich itself isn't a first pick material, but I know Farm and Feed often do pick Lich a lot in a lot of their games, so we'll see where they go from there.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Lich a couple times, but its impact is questionable, I guess, for a first pick hero. But we'll see how this game turns out. We definitely have a Mirana and Dazzle follow up here, and that's definitely like a lot of strong laning that the Dire side have right now. What's your opinion on this Mirana? Will we kind of see her, support role or more of a core role?
I think it's gonna be a core role. I think they'd go aggressive try. If they pick up a Bane and Shadow Demon, ideally they'd like to pick up a Shadow Demon, because let's say Shadow Demon engages in Mirana arrows, and then Dazzle could heal bomb with the extra Shadow Demon illusions. That does like 400 or 500 damage in itself. So
yeah, that's
I don't know.
very
That's
strong.
what I would probably do.
Yeah, I think what you said there is very sensible, just because the setup and the offensive try potential is obviously there. I think Bane would be pretty good too, just because, by the time Bane sleeps, Dazzle himself can walk up to the hero, and that's not too bad either. So I definitely agree with you. The offensive tri lane here is definitely very potent for the Dire side.
10 seconds remaining.
But we have this Faceless Void right now. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, Faceless Void itself is just a broken hero. There's nothing. When with Lich, he works out quite well. So
yeah, obviously the Chronosphere, Chain Frost, very obvious synergy right there. And this tournament, I think all the voids that I've seen have been the one position void, just that safe lane farm right now, and definitely we've seen it work. Void obviously just such a strong hero, but I think a void against a Dazzle isn't as good as it normally is, because Dazzle, with that max level grave, has 1,000 cast range, and can really kind of shut down the void if he's focusing targeting the Chronosphere, and the grave is casted on right now. So I think the Dazzle is very good against the void.
That's assuming void doesn't get Dazzle, and I mean, the Dire, you don't know what the Dire are gonna do at this point, but the Radiant kind of revealed that their team fighting is based around void, and they're gonna pick up AoE. So I don't know if the Dire wanna go for the split push, go for the pickoffs, but
yeah,
fighting into a faceless void and Lich is very hard to do. So
Yeah, it is. And like I kind of going back to the Dazzle, I think Dazzle is a hero that like doesn't really need to be like too clumped up or too like close to the fights, just because Grave is pretty long cast range and so is Weave. So I think Dazzle with really good positioning can like really save some of the heroes that Faceless Void focuses, along with this third pick Abaddon here. So we kind of have a lot of heal going for Playasaurus Rex once again. So they really like their heals so far.
I don't I don't know about that Abaddon pick where it would fit into everything, because Abaddon and Dazzle together aren't that great of, unless let's say it's an Abaddon carry, then it could be something else, but Abaddon and Dazzle together kind of seems extremely passive, and you don't want to go passive against a Void and a Lich late game, so.
Yeah, I agree here. And I think, I think Abaddon, one of his problems is the fact that he's a melee hero and will get really caught out by the Faceless Void Chronosphere. So we kind of see how that goes, but I definitely agree with you. They probably wanted like the Bane or the Shadow Demon, just because Abaddon is definitely more defensive than they might have liked. But kind of just
he's not even a great hero, and I mean, like, Treant Protector's understandable. Abaddon's barely picked. He's not even. I don't see him being a good hero at all. So.
Yeah, maybe I disagree a little bit, just because Abaddon has the ability to kind of just really like save a team. He prevents about like 400 damage every like 5 or 7 seconds. And that'd be really good for like the heroes that Faceless Void targets. So like maybe the plan is just to have like 2 like defensive supports against the Faceless Void. And defense just really never wins games, especially in the early games. So we'll kind of see what the dire game plan is against Farm and Feed right now. I definitely think that they might have weaker lanes, just because Abaddon is not very aggressive. Night Stalker is a very average laner. If like Radiant picks off like a very strong support hero for these last 2 pits, I think Faceless Void can just get a lot of work done in the safe lane. They can easily kill off the offlane hero.
I really disagree with the Night Stalker. I don't think he's a good hero in general, but Night Stalker relies on ganking, right? And how are you gonna gank a Lich, Faceless Void, and Tidehunter? I mean.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And there's no like setup for the Mirana arrow that we kind of talked about earlier. Abaddon is not a good ganker. Dazzle is very mediocre at best at poison. So yeah, the Night Stalker will probably have a hard time, especially against the Tidehunter and Faceless Void, like you said, and even with that Viper pick right now. So Night Stalker will get shut down pretty heavily in the mid lane if he goes there.
Very heavily. Oof. And they can't kill the Tidehunter either, because they're playing defensive with 2 heals. I mean, the Radiant should be able to win every single lane possible at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing going for them is the fact that Mirana and Dazzle are ranged heroes, and so they're less likely to be in range for that Anchor Smash. If Tidehunter kind of runs in, maybe he'll just get poisoned and pick an arrow, so it's hard to say, but Tidehunter, yeah, definitely, there's not a lot of lockdown for him. So they have like 1 stun, and when Kraken Shell pops, you can just probably run away.
You can't even. The Dire don't have any strength at all. Like, let's say Mirana's a carry. Mirana's not even a good carry.
Yeah, she's
Night Stalker. Yeah, Night Stalker doesn't do anything late game. You can't push with an Abaddon, Dazzle, Mirana, Night Stalker. I mean,
yeah,
I just don't see the Dire winning.
I mean, you definitely have a little bit more pushing power now with the Nature's Prophet, but we'll definitely kind of see what their team play is. But again, if it's like a Nature's Prophet offlane, Void will just get so big in that safe lane. And like you said before, Faceless Void just such a strong hero right now.
The Nature's Prophet against Void, I don't know what to say to that. So
yeah, and like even like 1v1, Faceless Void does really well against Nature's Prophet. If he gets like a poor man's shield early on, you can easily just like trade hits with the Nature's Prophet.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, you never know. They might be able to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, that's true. They say drafting is only 50% of the Dota. So 50% of the game is passed right now, and the other 50% will be decided by their play. But we have last pick Meepo right now by Farm and Feed. I think Meepo, they don't have too much burst on the Dire side right now, so I think Meepo's pretty good here. The lockdown, there's not a lot to stop Poops besides the Night Stalker and maybe an arrow. So Meepo should be pretty strong this game as well.
So that means Tidehunter's gonna support, I guess.
Um, I really think that Viper is, I think, a pretty obvious mid here, but I'm just not really feeling the support Tidehunter, to be honest. I would really like to
Yeah,
see
I don't
them.
think Tide. It's not.
Yeah, maybe it'll be something
It's
like
not
Meepo
accurate.
gets
Prepare for battle.
level 3 and gets like Poof farms the jungle with lots of stacks, but even then, and let's Tidehunter get this maybe a solo EXP, and maybe it's like a Lich faces Void and Meepo lane, but even then that's really questionable. So yeah, Tidehunter support is probably what's happening.
See, the Radiant, by sending an aggressive tri-lane, they've done the one thing that can kind of maybe lose them the game. I mean, Void, Lich, and Tide is a kind of a strong lane, but you're not gonna get anything accomplished against a Dazzle Abaddon. But
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just really important to like have a farmed Void going into the mid game, just because there's not a lot of answers for this Void, and the late game potential for the Dire side isn't as deep
30
as the
seconds
Radiant
to
side.
battle.
oh
So
my
yeah.
God, Abaddon's farming
Oh yeah. I guess I so.
and peace jungling. Oh
So
man.
one thing, you know, I'm not sure if you have you ever played against a farming Abaddon in pubs?
No.
So I
I
guess
imagine it'd be one of those like max out Frostburn,
yeah,
Sange and Yash kind
it
of
is,
things.
but like I've played against farming Abaddon twice and I've gotten destroyed every time. So I have a lot of respect for the Abaddon offlane, but you know, in a more organized game, it's probably less good just because it's really easy to kite the Abaddon, you know, with frost armor especially. All right, so I guess before we have too much action, let's kind of introduce the players. You know, for those of you who are listening in right now, this is Abu Kamu from Team Pizza Toast right now, who is commentating with me right now. This will probably be a first blood on the Mirana. Ooh, so early
Poor
first blood
Mirana.
by the Radiant side, and nope, the Radiant, we said that Radiant has a stronger lineup, and this will just even help them even more. So, actually, before we begin, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Abu? I know I told him that you're playing on Piece of Toast, but maybe kind of talk about how much like Dota experience you have, and just your analysis has been pretty good so far. So maybe just let the viewers know.
Alright, my name's Avukamo. I'm the captain of Piece of Toast. Me and a couple of my friends are doing this tournament for fun. I know some people flame us because, like, a lot of my friends are extremely high-ranked MMR players, but haters gonna hate. I've played Dota for a year and 2 months now. I've started
wow.
playing after TI3? Yeah, I started playing, like, at TI3.
So did you like play
from
any
Han,
other?
though, so.
Did you play like League or like Han before this, or maybe Dota?
Oh yeah, I played Han in League, so
Okay, nice.
yeah,
Oh, so
that would explain it. But
yeah, I've been playing Dota for like 7 years now, so I've been playing. I'm an old man in terms of Dota.
yeah, I mean, Dota heroes seem just much more fun compared to Han heroes, and then I just applied a bunch of Han mechanics to Dota. I basically, by playing all 3 MOBAs, I can apply the best of all 3 into
Yeah,
one game.
and like
so.
Han is just very close to Dota, so you should definitely probably have no trouble picking it up.
It's pretty, it's very similar.
Yeah, so
Abaddon going? Nope. Poor Abaddon.
yeah, poor Abaddon. And obviously, like the Lich is just such a strong like dual laner, just because of that unlimited harass and experience deny. But what do you think? You know, of this. You know, I talked to you a little bit. The support Tidehunter, like he seems to be pulling right now. Do you think the support Tidehunter is the right choice? Do you think the top lane should have been an aggressive tri-lane, or is this dual lane enough to keep this Abaddon down?
Actually, it's working surprisingly well for them because Mirana decided not to block. I mean, Tidehunter's getting levels and Viper's basically soloing Mirana. So I mean, let's say Tidehunter hits level 3 and then he could start just jungling really pretty easily. So it's actually a lot better than I thought it'd be. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like obviously he's not really close to any ancients, but he can still stack that big cam and do it just as well. And I think, you know, in this mid lane here, Meepo obviously should have the advantage against this Tidehunter just because Poof is just way too much damage for the Night Stalker to handle.
Especially against the melee hero, so.
Yeah. You know, I really want to see a farming Abaddon succeed just because I keep getting destroyed by it, but we'll see. So if we have Mirana right now roaming into the mid lane, you know, kind of baiting this fight right now, but Tidehunter is just going to go down way too fast with this double poof. One poof is taken down right now, but Nature's Prophet and the Mirana should be able to get a return kill on the Meepo, so who do you think that favored?
Definitely Meeple. I mean, Night Stalker went in under the impression that Mirana and Nature's Prophet was gonna get there earlier, but then he realized, oh wait, I'm fighting at half HP, and then he got caught out
Yeah,
and
just the fact that
paid the
Poof
price.
does 2 sources of damage if, you know, you're nearby. But that was only a level 2 or 1 Poof, so that's like 400 damage. That's still no choke. But yeah, so I still think it's good that, you know, the Mirana, we kind of seen her, she really got like bullied out by the Viper. It's literally nice that she's kind of making something happen in the mid lane though. And just know, against the Viper is gonna have a really hard time, but
I mean,
yeah.
against any other hero, mid it'd be fine, but Night Stalker's one of those heroes you don't want dying in the early game, you know, because like a good date, Night Stalker, the first night's the most important.
Actually, you know, some say the second night's the most important.
Oh yeah, with the new night system, I
Yeah,
guess.
with the new knight. But we have Night Stalker going in right now. Wolf, Fury on TP in. We have Mirana going in, but hits one Meeple, but the
How
damage
did that arrow hit?
the damage is getting split up too much on these Meeples. You know, will there be a return kill? No, there isn't. Looks like there's gonna be a disengage. Oh, Furion go down right now. Nope. Looks like Tidehunter a little bit low on mana for a second gush. So 1-for-1 trade. I missed it. Faces Void getting the Abaddon kill right now. Looks like that was just really bad. You know, on both sides of the team. Abaddon must have just been right-clicking Faces Void, and Faces Void must have been like a bash short or something, just because there was no Chronosphere used at all.
No, he just got time locked in a really bad place, and RNGs has kind of helped Void out there, so.
Yeah, that's just really unfortunate for the Dire side right now. That farming Abaddon, you know, 5 minutes in, you really want something like a phase boots on the farming Abaddon, just because once he gets level 6, he can just chase people down with Max Frostmourne. But, you know, that's not in sight right now.
Oh, that sounds so Max Frostmourne sounds so disgusting. Ew.
Yo, man, Frostmourne 40%. Well, no, just kidding, it's not 40%. 40% attack speed, 20% movement speed. And it works on, like, towers, too. So it's not too bad, but I really think, you know, Abaddon's best spell, though, is the Mist Coil, in my opinion. Just because it's a really low cooldown heal. And he's really missing that extra Mist Coil burst heal and burst damage, so yeah.
And he really doesn't need the Photic Shield. There aren't really any
Yeah,
stuns
that's like
in the
what I want to
lane
mention
that can kill him.
is that you really just want one instance or one level of the Photic Shield for that ability to remove debuffs, but I really think it should be like a 2-1-2 build at level 5 and maybe max Mist Coil with, you know, 10% movement speed difference. So that's 20% both ways. It's still pretty good, but yeah, you know, max shield and Frostmourne. I'm not really sure how that sounds as well.
I'd probably end up going 1-1-3 or something. I don't think you need the nuke as much early game. And
Really, I don't. Just because I think once he gets level 6, and nuke is just more heal. You know.
oh yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah,
Then again,
so,
I don't play Abaddon carry, so is this Meeple
You
gonna
know,
get dived? Nope.
in pubs, every Abaddon's a carry, so I'm not sure what kind of games you've been playing in these pubs. We have an attempt on the Abaddon before it hits level 6. This is the time you want to go on Abaddon, but Faceless Void is not 6 either, so that will be just trading hits and trading mana right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, Abaddon is level 6 right now with phase boots if he wants to pick it up. I'm expecting no power treads. Oh, I don't like power treads on Abaddon.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, he can tread swap, but he really, if he needs a chase, he needs that phase, obviously. So, I know this carry Abaddon, maybe he's played this a lot before, but we'll see how it goes. We have a tower taken by the Viper right now in the bottom lane.
Viper's gonna go the standard mech build. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Abaddon should probably build a Crimson Guard, not whatever he's building, but Abaddon.
Honestly, I kind of disagree just because there's no damage from like any of the other heroes right now. Night Stalker is good damage early game, but he falls off. He really wants. So some of the builds I've seen is something like Monair into Assault Cuirass from the Abaddon, just because Monair does so much damage early on. What do you think about that?
Maybe, but then again, it is an Abaddon carry. I mean, I guess you can technically go any. I feel like you can go Mjolnir on any hero and call it a carry, you know?
Yeah, that's true, but
Radiant's middle
I
tower
think if he
is
goes
under
at Crimson
attack.
Guard right now, like where's the damage gonna come from? The Nature's Prophet has a Midas, but so far away from any damage item. Night Stalker is not doing well at all this game, so Looks like this game might be over soon. If we take a look at the gold and experience graph, it's pretty even, except there's about a 2,000
Poor
gold lead right
Tide.
now. Oh,
Poor Tide.
looks like what happened. Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, Murano was invis, and then he just like got near Tide, and then
Okay.
just killed him. So.
Point blank arrow, I'm guessing that kind of sucks. But yeah,
He missed the arrow, which is the funny part.
Oh, what? I'm surprised that damage came in.
No, Tidehunter was just half HP to begin with, so.
That's kind of unfortunate for the Tidehunter. He has a mana boots, which is not bad, but it does not have level 6 yet. I definitely think, you know, with the mech and level 6 Tidehunter, that should definitely be, you know, all the tier 1 towers on the dire side the Radiant can take.
Viper shouldn't be farming. They should be 5-manning just to counter the Night Stalker, but I don't know. It's up to them.
Yeah, maybe,
I
but it's
guess.
like it's daytime right now, and it looks like night will hit in 3 minutes, so they still have some time for Tidehunter to get level 6.
Double damage.
Faceless Void with no farm.
Yeah, Faceless Void is, right now he is 4th in net worth, but Viper is like way in the lead right now with an extra about 1.5k, but I really think that level 6 on the Viper is what they need, and level 6 on the Tide is what they need to push the rest of these towers down. And like one thing is that, you know, obviously Night Stalker is very good in the nighttime, but if they can deathfall during the nighttime with the Ravage, Tidehunter will just be, you know, so much less, I mean, Night Stalker will just be so much less good.
Night Stalker doesn't do anything at this point. He's just a nuke.
Yeah.
Maybe a silence.
You know, yeah, unfortunately the Meeple is just really strong against Night Stalker. But Carry Abaddon doing so much work, can't get the Meeple kill. No, he doesn't. But looks like, oh, the Mirana gets that arrow snipe on the Meeple, so 2-for-1 trade right now. Tidehunter and Meeple for the Abaddon, so kind of see a little bit of power from the Carry Abaddon there. Or maybe just lack of response from the dire side. Night Stalker should be able to get this Lich kill. Oh no, mech from the Viper, dead Night Stalker right now. Oh no, he still gets the... He still gets the Lich, so 3-for-2 trade right now. But if they can get this Mirana, it'll be really nice. But Mirana, short-ass sleep with the Gush coming off cooldown. That should be a dead Mirana. Unless, you know, Bounty Rune right now. Time Walk about to happen.
No, he's pretty dead.
Yeah, he's pretty dead right now. But that's a problem
Maybe.
with a low level
Time
Mirana
Walk?
right now. Oh, TP out. Pass the TP Dazzle. Nope. Looks like this will be death from both players. Oh, Faceless Void. If Furon gets this kill, this would be pretty big, but Viper doing the smart thing and taking the tower shots. Oh man, this Void.
Yeah, I don't think the Dire have a chance.
No, I've definitely casted more one-sided games than this right now, so, you know, kill-wise, the scoreboard is still pretty close. Gold and EXP is definitely favoring the Radiant side, but not uncontrollably. Oh my god, this Abaddon will be going for Mask of Madness right now. What are your thoughts on
God.
that?
Oh god.
You're a big fan,
So,
I hear.
Mask of Madness is like one of my least favorite items in the
Oh,
entire
really?
world.
You know,
I
the
don't
only
know
good
why,
thing
I
on
don't know
the-
why you would ever get an item.
I mean, it's
Like
only
that.
good on the Abaddon just because he wants to take more damage during his ultimate, obviously. But he doesn't really have the damage, and he doesn't have phase boots, so he'll have a hard time chasing a lot of these heroes. TP out on the Abaddon. Nope, looks like there was double TP, so Tidehunter could not make it. And I don't think you want to blow Ravage on the Abaddon.
I'd probably blow the Ravage on Abaddon if he's
Really?
their carry, I mean.
I think, like, if you
I-
blow the Ravage right now, you won't have Ravage when nighttime comes, and so it'll be harder for them to kind of deathball without the Ravage.
I mean, Night Stalker's not even doing anything during the night, I mean.
Yo, I mean, he got that Lich kill, so he still, you know, does something, and he definitely has that improved Hunter of Night attack speed. So you could definitely be right-clicking, but Meeple gets it. That this should be a dead Night Stalker once the other Meeples come in. Yes, sir. Where's the second net from the Meeple? No, he gets silenced up. Yeah, that Night Stalker, you know, not a very good hero. Faceless Void gets a jump on the Mirana, but Abaddon's in the vicinity. He has to get out right now. Will Nature's probably be able to get a Sprout on the Faceless Void? 4 seconds. Where is there arrow follow-up? Yes, there is. Is this a dead Faceless Void? Nice counterplay by the Dire side to kind of... The Abaddon was definitely just in the right place at the right time, and the Furion had a good response to TP as well, so 1-for-1 trade-off right there. So no, the Radiant still isn't running away with it yet. You know, we
Meanwhile,
have-
Viper just being Viper.
yeah, Viper just being Viper. What do you think is the best item for Viper to get? Do you think it'll be like an Axe Scepter or maybe a more defensive item?
Let's see, what would you... I just look at the Dire team, I'm like, none of them provide anything, so might as well just Ags or Manta.
Yeah,
so,
I think
but he's
Ag
going
is
for
good
the Ags,
just
so.
because Evidence has been playing so aggressive right now, and you know you don't have to like kind
Radiant's
of
top
deal with the
tower is under
Abaddon if he
attack.
has a Viper Strike on him. So I think Ag is definitely the best choice right here.
Is this
Meeple,
Night Stalker really gonna dive? Huh.
Night Stalker is about to feed again. Tidehunter, yes sir. And Abaddon, does he have a TP scroll? He has Massive Madness. I think he can TP out right now. What
Nice
happened?
time lock.
Oh, that was, I did not see that. Bash Lord by the Void right there. That's a little unfortunate, but he definitely had the right idea. So Radiant is definitely ahead now if they were not before.
This Night Stalker pick, it's not working out for them. That's what this game comes down to, so.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised they
There we
picked the
go.
Night Stalker. And no, this is the second game, so this... Maybe, you know, the Night Stalker pick might just be for the Dire set to try to end it early on. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's not working out right now, but Abaddon needs a really big damage item right now for them to even have a chance in this game.
I mean, if you look at the Dire, they have 2 weak cores as their carries, like Night Stalker and Abaddon, whereas if you look at the Radiant, they have
Dire's middle tower
Meepo,
is
Viper, and
under
Faceless
attack.
Void as their cores.
Yeah, and like, this Viper is just so big that it's going to be so hard to bring him down right now. I think even regardless of the
Bottom
Faceless
tower
Void,
is under attack.
yeah, it looks like Furion and Mirana got that time to kill bot. Sorry I missed that, folks. But I'm sorry going back. So Viper, I think, is just because he's so ahead right now, he might be the strongest core.
Radiant's bottom tower has
But he
fallen.
doesn't. Actually, what do you think of the level only max poison attack and nether toxin on Viper right now?
He's never had to max it. I mean, he hasn't been contested, so it's understandable. He's in the lead.
Radiant's
There's
Yeah, I
no
mean, he
point
hasn't been
of playing
contested, but
defensively.
do you think like
Dire's
if
top
he's
tower
has
is
so
under
much free
attack.
farm, does he still want to go for the mech? Maybe he wants to let his Lich go for the mech right now. But I think it's just kind of like a waste of potential if Viper doesn't have the level 4 corrosive skin but has the mech, you know? Like he's like half offense and half defense.
Evo with his blink, showing it off. Nope.
Baited the TP. That call out in all chat sounds like something you would do, Abukamu.
No, I call them out at the end. That's what I do, because I don't smack talk during the game. I smack talk
That's
at the
true.
end of the game.
Just
so.
because, you know, if you lose that game, that's just too funny at
I
that
get
point.
flamed extremely hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it for those games, you know, when the other team flames and you just come back, that's the best. But Chain Frost going on. Oh, get Night Stalker one last time. 2-for-0 pick off
Poor
right now.
Night Stalker.
Yeah, you know, Night Stalker, he's just so much disabled for him. Viper, Tidehunter, so much slow right now for the Night Stalker. He really needs like so many more items to become effective. And you know, he's been just put down so much. And like you said, just you know, in the early
Evidence
game,
gonna die.
Abaddon,
Evidence
nope,
dead? Yep, he's
TP
dead.
out. No, Abaddon is a man right now with the.
Dire's middle
Oh, just
tower
no mana.
is
That's a
under
little bit
attack.
unfortunate, but look how fast he is. He's on a horse.
That
Oh,
juke.
net dodge.
Nah,
who is this
Net's
guy?
up, so
Oh.
he's got it.
Oh man, that was just a very bad juke. I think maybe if he like kind of went around like that, maybe made like an S shape, but yeah, Abaddon and Night Stalker, like you mentioned earlier, just not really proving their worth in terms of like pick. But Furion pushing the bot lane right now. It'd be nice if you can get a couple towers, but he has to be careful right now just because Void is coming in. Mirana has to be careful as well just because the Chronosphere with Massive Madness is a dead Mirana. But, oh, Bash, Lord, Mirana needs to leave right now. The leaf on cooldown. She has to leave in the trees and
She's
not
dead.
like that. Yeah, she is dead right now. Definitely try to have the hope and leave like inside that group of trees right there, and hopefully Void does not time walk in the same spot that she left in. But that's a little bit unfortunate. And no, Viridian is definitely running away on this game with this game right now. We have a 7K experience lead with a 4K gold lead. So yeah, like you called it, Albacon, just that the Radiant side is just doing so much. Their picks are just the conventional picks are just a little bit better right now. Night Stalker against Void right now. Will this be just another feed? Void, just man fight. Chronosphere, no Chronosphere. Void, just turn around and hit the Night Stalker, please. Just because you have backpack luck.
Chrono! Oh!
Nice play by the
Poor-
Void.
Poor Night Stalker.
Oh, Void, if he goes down, this will be very nice.
Backtrack.
Yes, he does. No backtrack luck, but oh, nice leap by the Mirana. The Meeples are coming in, so maybe they can get a couple nice nets here.
Nice.
Mirana has no leap. This should be a dead Mirana. If, you know, she can do a point blank arrow. Nice micro by the Meeple, but not enough. Meeple, you know, early blink dagger, a little bit squishy, but she's definitely getting the job done in terms of his like micro play. And yeah, so we definitely, the Night Stalker and Abaddon pick is definitely extremely underwhelming to say the least. But you know, Void is doing a lot of work. You see his max time lock build just doing. Never mind. I thought you max backtrack. That's just a not seeing his skill build right. But yeah, so the rating side is definitely running away with this game right now. What do you think the rating can do to come back?
The
Maybe
Dire?
Pray? Or the Dire side, sorry, to do to come back. Besides, you know, like pray for a miracle.
The Dire had to end it within 25 minutes. I actually don't think there's any coming back from this. Like, let's say the Radiant loses like 2-3 fights and then it evens up the game, but they still lose because you have a Meepo, a Faceless Void, and a Viper.
That's
So,
true, and it's
I
just
really don't
unfortunate
think
that like
he can come back.
the carry Abaddon was not able to kind of get online. I mean, Abaddon with an Axe Scepter is very good. I'm not sure like if you've ever faced too many of those, but definitely helps
I've
out the rest
seen
of the team.
Ag Scepter evidence.
And in my opinion, it's actually like one of probably the best Ags in the game, just because you're taking away. Honestly, like if Abaddon just like goes first and like is the one that's focusing the tower, and the rest of the team can back him up. Arrow on the Meeple right now. Abaddon, he's just doing no damage right now. Even though his ultimate procs, but can he get this last hit on the Meeple? Ravage comes in, controlling up the Abaddon. Meeple makes it out. Mirana uses Moonlight Shadow. I've never seen Moonlight Shadow actually used, and that was the first time. I think Moonlight Shadow was used this whole game, but Abaddon, you know, unfortunately,
It was
just
the
not enough
second
damage.
time it was the second time I think.
Okay,
They used it
second
to gank once and yeah.
Yeah, but definitely hasn't been used that much. But then that's we see how bad Abaddon is just because of the fact that he gets let up, gets slowed, and you know the Meeple just runs away. And honestly, that might have been a little bit of bad play on the Dire side. It was like a 3-on-4, 3-on-5 fight, so a little bit of sloppy play. But they're definitely behind. Maybe they're kind of losing hope for this game.
I'm just assuming they're clowning around right now.
Yeah, I definitely don't
I
expect
guess
to see farming Abaddon. Oh, but Night Stalker cannot get that Void onto the Void there. That would have been a nice kill if they got it. Oh, looks like I missed a kill on the Mirana.
Yeah, no, Mirana just, you can't outrun a Void basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Abaddon's about to go down again. The only chance he has right now is to use. Oh, he mistimed that a little bit. He had to save his ultimate and his Aphotic Shield to cancel out the poison for a couple times right now. But nice juke by the Tidehunter. I mean, by the
He
Abaddon
would
just.
have lived if he ran to base. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure because he doesn't have the Night Stalker and Dazzle support right now. But it looks like he's just doing something. It looks like he's just kind of stalling. Can Dazzle get in position for a grave right now? That'd be really nice to kind of get another round of Aphotic Shield. Well, looks like Night Stalker can get a kill on this Viper. It'd be huge to get this kill on this network leader right now, but nope. No stun right now. Mirana keeps in a little bit too late, but Faceless Void and some of the Meeples are just farming their hearts out right now. They're definitely way ahead of the Dire team, except for the Furion, who's been doing a pretty decent job split pushing this game.
Yeah, Void's gonna have the time of his life in maybe 4 or 5 minutes, so.
And like the only thing that like might be going on for the Dire side is that Night Stalker can get a silence on the Void with that nighttime vision before Void kind of uses any of his spells. You know, if they can pick out Void earlier on, they can definitely win a team fight. But Mirana fishing for this right now. He has to be careful. Does Void have a Chrono Spear? No, he doesn't. But Void is a bash forward. This is gonna be very bad for them. Oh no, Moonlight Shadow, no detection right now. Can they get an arrow right now? They're waiting for the cooldown for the arrow. Illusion will definitely, with the Starfall, where's the arrow? Arrow on the Void, backtracks, but still gets the Void kill. Chain Frost coming out, nice play by the Dazzle, sacrificing his own life. No, he's not. Night Stalker on the going against the Lich right now, but can they get this Dazzle kill Grave? Yes, he does. This should be a easy 2-for-0 trade, so that's definitely something they really needed. Furion needs to get out of there, but looks like he's just about to feed. 2-for-2 trade right now. I don't know, 1-for-2 trade. Nature's Prophet for the Void and the Lich, but you know, this Viper is still out of control. Meeple looks like he got another kill on the Abaddon, and this Abaddon right now just not working out for the Radiant team, I mean for the Dire team. Ravage in the bot lane on the seeking out Night Stalker, easy kill there. Yeah, this Viper is just so big right now. If he gets like something like a butterfly, this game will definitely just be over with the fact that Viper's so strong. Or maybe the Blink Dagger isn't too bad as well. Arrow fishing.
They're just prolonging their loss right now. There's really no way they can win.
I mean, yeah, this is still like, you know, upper bracket right now, and so they still have one more life, I think, for Playasaurus Rex right now. But looks like they're just having a little bit of fun, maybe testing out these picks. But Agnum Scepter going on for the Night Stalker. I think that's a decent item, will help set up the arrows, but that's just again, just no damage on the Dire side right now against heroes like the Tidehunter and the Viper and the Faceless Void, and not to mention the Meeple, sorry. And the fact that they have the ice armor just makes it even harder for the Abaddon to do anything. Lich runs into Marana, bot lane, gets a ward off. Tidehunter comes in to save his buddy. There's a regen room right now. Will Lich pick it up? Yes, he does. In all the meantime, Meeple was rushing. No, it's a nice grave. That's how what we're talking about. Oh, that arrow on the Tidehunter, but he has no Ravage. Marana, Viper, easy prey for the Viper. This Viper can probably, you know, 1v3 this Dire team. Looks like Furion went down earlier. I'm not really sure who killed the Furion, but, you know, Abaddon just going for a basher right now. If that just is not the damage I know he needs. 4-for-1 trade right now. Gets the Night Stalker in the background. GG called by the Dire side.
Well,
So
there you go.
there you go. Like Avukamu called it, the Dire lineup just did not have a lot of damage. The Abaddon carry just did not do enough in the mid game or in the early game. So 2-for-0 win for Farm and Feed right now. And so, who do you think is the strongest team in the league so far besides yourselves?
Besides myself, okay. I actually thought Playasaurus Rex would maybe give a better run than they did, but
Yeah,
I think it came down to the drafting game 1 and of course drafting game 2, but
Yeah, I think, you know, yeah, we talked about how the Legion Commander just was able to not do enough against an Omni Knight in the first game, and obviously this draft was a little bit unconventional. It's kind of nice to see that they have, like, you know, I can definitely see the synergy, like a lot of early game aggression, but just definitely never worked out, especially when the early game kills just were not on their side. You know, Meeple easily destroyed Night Stalker, and Marana kind of fed first blood there. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like Playasaurus Rex might have slightly better players, but the drafting, so.
yeah, I know. Thanks for casting with me, Abukamu. It's definitely nice to have a co-caster on board. Nice analysis there in the beginning, but that was definitely, you know, a much quicker series than I expected. And you guys are playing tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are playing against J. Harry the Carry, I believe. So what do you think of your opponents? You know, any kind of trash talk right now?
Oh, no, I'm gonna play it fair. I'm going to watch all their games, see what they pick, and then just decide on what to run then. And then after I beat them, I'll be like, damn, you guys suck. No, I won't say that, but, you know.
Classic Abukamu. And so, hey, so the VODs right now will, I recorded it in one big block, so that was kind of my bad. So right now, I'll probably upload it to Drive and give it to Evan, and hopefully he can have the VODs out before the next round of playoffs for everyone to watch that might have missed this. But, so, any closing words before we wrap up this broadcast?
No, I mean, Farm and Feed got second place last year, so it looks like they're heading for another second place again this year, so.
The Cloud9 and Fnatic of the Illinois Dota 2 League. But, you know, thanks for coming. It was nice casting with you, and the first game was definitely pretty good. But, you know, we definitely have a couple more games up ahead. We definitely have our second playoff game tomorrow. So, for everyone that's tuning in right now, you don't want to miss that second round of games tomorrow of Piece of Toast against J. Harry the Carry at 6 o'clock? Yeah, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, I think.
6 o'clock. I'm not really sure who's casting those right now. I think it might be Evan. But, you know, good luck to you guys, Abukamu. Good luck to J. Harry the Carry. Hopefully we have a great set of games.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Alright, so thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your night. And this is Morgan and Abukamu signing out. See you guys later.
Bye.